Happy Saturday. So it's a beautiful day outside. The sun is shining. Loki is enjoying the view over there. Hello, Lokester. Do you want to say hi to everyone? Hold on. There's the Lokester. He's enjoying some sunshine over there. Oh, Loki. Anywho, I hope everybody is having a great Saturday. Hey, Garrett. um, hope you guys can hear me okay. For one of my videos, I had my microphone attached and no sound came out. So you guys let me know if you guys can hear me okay. And Susie is here. Hello, hello. Lokester, Susie says hello. So yeah, like I said, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Saturday. Um, it's been a busy week, but lots of good stuff going on. I added something new to my shop, which I'm so excited about. So I'll share that with you guys in a moment. But as soon as I put them in my shop, not yesterday, but the day before, like I've already had quite a few sales on it. So I was like, oh, I'm so glad people are liking this. And Kawaii Chibi is here. What up? So yeah, I have quite a few books to share with you guys because I think I have there was some meme or something I saw on the internet that said I have no shelf control, for people who buy a lot of books. Garrett said we had a tornado a couple of days ago in New Madison, and it was in EFO or EF0. Ooh, kind of scary. You take care of yourself over there, you and your family. Alchemia's Cauldron, hello. And Unknown 55 is here saying happy birthday to the Lokester. He's taking a bath right now. And Sherry Bug, what up, girl? Actually, you guys can see the Lokester right now. There he is. Hey, Loki. You getting all nice and clean for everyone? Yes. Yes. Such a good boy. And he has been so kind to donate his fur for my things that I have made for my shop. Hey, Carmen. Kwai says, I'm here. I'm excited. Missed a few weeks because of life, but I'm happy to get to see you this beautiful morning. Well, welcome back. And Lady Night is here. What's up? Sharebug said, my black lab, Lyra, died yesterday. She was 13 years old. Oh, I'm so sorry. 13. I think that's pretty good for a lab. But of course, whenever we lose a fur baby, they take a little part of ourselves. So, I'll send some good love to your fur baby and to you and your family. Actually, I'm going to pull a little card for your fur baby. You said Lyra was the name? Yeah, your black lab. I'm going to pull a little card real quick. It said she had a good life. Well, if she was with you, she had a good life. Okay, so I do not have any dog decks, but whenever I work with animal energy, I have my cat deck, and that's just like what I use. So do you mind if I just pull a little card for Lyra? Since I love connecting with animal energy, whether they are on this side or another side. Kawaii said, sending lots of love and healing to you and yours, and lighting a candle for them. That would be very nice. Yes, Garrett, and it's kind of sad. I've been seeing on social media, a few people have been have lost their kitties, or they've lost their dogs. Not like they got lost, but they passed away. So I don't know, kind of. I think a lot of people, they understand. Okay, so Lyra, just want to send one quick little message to your fur mama. Okay, so before I pull the card, Sherry Bug, the image I see in your mind, you said it's a black lab. So the image I see in my mind of a black lab doing this thing of like bark, but like get down, you know, where the like the paws are down and the head is down, but like the butt's up in the air. So it's like bark, like kind of doing like a play thing like that. Like I'm playing around with you. You know, tail a wagon. Susie said, I love the poem Rainbow Bridge. It is comforting. It is comforting, but that poem makes me cry. I have to be honest. It said playing, yes. Okay, a lot of cards keep trying to come out, which means that Lyra just wants to say a lot of things. I'm getting a lot of energy. Almost like a puppy, but obviously not a puppy. It's 13 years old. Cold as fire. Good morning, beautiful people. I'm late. Hope you're doing good. Sending all my love. Same to you. Okay, Lyra. Okay. You need to calm down there because that is too many cards. Like, calm the energy levels. Okay, so we have the Three of Sky, which would be the Three of Swords. And so Lyra's coming in saying there might be a bit of, not on Lyra's part, but on your part, obviously, you know, our fur babies always want us to, you know, they're always trying to send love to us and they're always trying to heal us, you know, and it's kind of like I'm good over here, but there's like could kind of with Lyra or Lyra, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your dog's name. With the passing, it seems like there's all this confliction of like, and I think this happens for all of us whenever we have a pet that passes away. Like, did I do everything correctly? Maybe if I, you know, did this, I could have extended the life a little bit, or did I, was I there enough? Should I have been there? It says she could feel my emotions and she would come to me when I was upset. So yeah, this is definitely the confliction card of, you know, the heart and the mind of, you know, I was trying to do the best I could with my heart, you know, I'm trying to lead with my emotions, but at the same time, you know, it's like, did I do everything logically correct? So it's kind of like this jumble that we get stuck in. And I think that this card would be for a lot of us, you know, so it's not obviously just you, but for a lot of people who, you know, even myself, who've had a pet pass away, there's always that confliction with the heart and the head of like, did I do everything right? Did I mess up somehow? Could I have, you know, prolonged the life just a little bit more? Or, you know, were they suffering? You know, there's this and that. And the fact that Lyra is coming through so playful, the like bark and like playing, you know, like the butt up in the air and the tail just wagging and the cards flying out all over the place, shows that like, I'm fine. I'm full of energy. So it's like, I'm cool and I'm just here to kind of like cheer you up and, you know, have a little bit of fun to let you know I'm okay. So if you are conflicted with anything that, you know, you didn't do this, or maybe you did too much of this or not enough of this, like, it's okay. I'm playing, I'm having fun, and I'm right with you. You know, so Lyra's not going to leave your side, maybe in spirit form now, but the energy doesn't leave. So this is just a little reminder for that. And I think a reminder for a lot of us too. But definitely a lot of puppy energy there. Like that's an energetic dog. You're very welcome. Okay, so by the way, I love the energy of your dog. So if your dog would just like to hang out for a little while, that is totally okay. Because that is quite the energetic, happy energy. And it's such a opposite to what my boys are doing, which they are usually very energetic, but it's nap time for them. So Loki is now, after he's finished his bath, he is now asleep on my crates of herbs while he is asleep in the other room. And then we have a very energetic puppy spirit. A 13-year-old puppy, still a puppy, forever a puppy. Okay. Okay, so like I said, I have a lot of books to share with you guys because, I don't know, I've been going a little book crazy, and normally I don't have a whole lot of time to read, and I'm still, like, it's still taking me a long time to get through books just because I'm still busy doing stuff. But I'm like, I feel like if I'm at home, I want some more books. Okay, so I don't know if I've shown this to you guys before, but this is called White Spirit Animals, Prophets of Change, by, and this name is a little hard to pronounce, J. Zahara Meyerhoff Hieronymus DHL. Like, whoa. Hold on, let me go back. Garrett said, Soren's energy is around my house always. Aw. Says, tell me if you feel a happy collie energy too. You know, there are so many like animal energies that come through this house. I'm sure the happy collie is here too. Sherry Bug said, she was 2 when I got her at the Humane Society. I took her into the play yard and she ran and ran and ran and knew she was the one. Well, that is the energy that I'm picking up here, like so hyper, so full of energy. Kauai said, books and spirit doggy loves. That's the best way to start a Saturday. Okay, so while we have our spirit fur babies here, which remember they're always here, I still get sad sometimes when I caught a glimpse of Presley, you know, our old cat Presley, his spirit a couple of days ago, actually on Loki's birthday. I saw the back end of him walking into the kitchen, and at first I thought it was Wally, but I saw, and Wally was still in the dining room, and so I was like, well, so I ran over to see if I could see the cat coming out the other side, and there was nothing there. Well, I mean, there was, but I couldn't see it. But yeah, I saw the back end of Presley walking into the kitchen. And I know it's like, I know Presley's still in this house, but that doesn't stop me from still being sad that I don't physically, you know, have Presley here anymore. But I am comforted by things like that when I still see like the back half of him, his tail. You can feel like whiskers on the back of your leg. You can feel like the cat rubbing along your leg. So to me, those are comforting things, and I think definitely helps me to heal. But you know, all the fur babies I've ever had that have passed over, you know, I think they take just like a little piece of our heart with them because they are our hearts. Okay, so this book, speaking of animals, this is I Hear Happy Collie Barks. That's so nice. Spirit puppy playdates, heck yeah. And playing with our kitty. So the puppies and the kitties, the kittens, they're all, I just imagine they're having such a ball right now. Okay, so this book here, it only deals with, I think, a few different animals, but it does talk about, you know, a lot of different animals that come, you know, that show up as albinos or like in kind of that lack of color form, and kind of how their energy might be a little bit different than if you were working with an animal that was non-albino in spirit form. So I haven't had a chance to dive into this book. That's like me skimming the book, but I'm really interested in getting to this. I have a lot of books to get through, which is fine. I think that's like a good problem to have. Carmen said I had 4 that crossed the rainbow. I have only seen one of them next to me. But that should be so comforting, you know, that you get that little glimpse that they're still there, you know, which is awesome. And there's probably just like everybody's fur babies just having the time of their life, you know, on the other side of the bridge. Like every treat that they ever wanted, every little like favorite toy is there. So many fun things to chase and play with, you know. Carmen said, definitely. Hey, Raven. Sherry Bug said, I'm thinking about starting a pet hospice service so people can let their pets go at peace at home, but work with a vet so they have pain, nausea meds, um, and are cared for like a person in hospice. I think that's wonderful. And that's something that I was I was so grateful for when Presley passed away. Is that he passed away here at home, and he gave me the sign that he was I'm going to be going pretty soon. I mean, he was already pretty sick, you know, and we were kind of taking care of him. And it was, I mean, I was a mess that day. I was a mess for a while, and my boyfriend and I have like pieces of our memory missing because we were like in such a trauma, you know. But a lot of things seemed to work out, and we were just very happy to be able to both be there with him in our home, you know, that he could pass peacefully in our home. And it just so happened that my boyfriend's best friend happened to be driving near our home, and he was like, and he happened to call him and say, hey, how's your cat doing? And he's like, he's passing away right now. He's like, hey bro, do you need me to come over and like be with you? And he's like, yes. And so he's like, okay. So he came over, and he said, I have a really good vet who I think I just talked to him. He's also in the area. And his last name, by the way, is Katz. His name is Dr. Katz. But he's a big animal doctor. So he works with like horses and things like that. But his last name is Katz. So we called him. Dr. Katz also miraculously, for some reason, was in our area, and he's like from La Jolla, and we live in like Spring Valley, which is like nowhere near each other. So he happened to be driving by, and he you know, as Presley was, you know, he was having some difficulty as he was, you know, transitioning, and because I don't think he felt like he should leave us, not because he was suffering, but because he, like, I think he felt bad for us. Like he didn't want us to be so sad that he was like fighting leaving. And so when the vet came over, he just gave him the shot to like relax him. Like that was it. Like he didn't even get to the other two stages of shots where, you know, there's the one that actually, you know, has him go. But hey, Lighter Riga! So I think that that was nice, you know, that just like the shot for just like relax, calm, and then he was able to pass on his own. So. Okay, let me go back to your comments. I missed some of them. Kwai said, I've had 2 pass away that were mine, and then 3 Reiki for babies, and I see them all every once in a while. It's comforting when you see them. It is, and I don't see them very often, but when I do, it's nice. Cherrybug, because not everyone can stay home and feel forced to take them to the vet. Mm-hmm. Unknown said, I had 2 dogs that passed away a few years ago, and my current dog, Minnie, barks at night, sometimes for no apparent reason. I know sometimes dogs just bark, but I like to think she's saying hi to them. Me too. You know, sometimes when you know, sometimes how cats like to creep you out by looking into the ethers, and you're like, what are you looking at? But sometimes I really do think that they see Presley. And so when I get that feeling, I just make sure to say hello, like, hey, my furry boy, hey, Presley, you know. Sherrybug said, yes, I kept telling her it was okay to go. Yeah, it's, once he got the shot to relax, you know, my boyfriend and I realized what he was doing. He was trying to fight to stay, to take care of us. And that's when we were like, through our tears and our hysterical sobbing, because it was like all kinds of heartbreaking. Yeah, it was, you know, it's okay. It's okay. Like, we're going to be fine. Like, it's okay. Like, don't be scared. Don't fear for us. Like, we're cool. You know, you go where you need to go. Susie said, do you think Presley sent you Wally and Loki? I do. I really, really do. And what's interesting, you guys will like this story. We're talking about our spirit for babies too. It does, Sherrybug. Even now I'm like, Trying not to break out into tears with you guys because trying to relive his passing is traumatizing. Let me tell you. Lady Nights and my cat is often looking at a specific door as if a person was standing there, but there isn't anything or anyone. Yeah, see, sometimes that freaks me out, and I have to have to stop, put my little feelers out. I'm like, is there something there? And sometimes it's actually a bug that's there that I can't see because it's like a little tiny gnat, like, and then I'm like, okay, they were just staring at a gnat. But sometimes there really is something there, and I'm just like, all right, well, move along. This ain't your house. Move along. Unless it's Presley, in which case he can stay here forever. But yeah, when we got Wally, and he came home for the first time, it was like for the first year, and this happens once in blue moon now, but not like it did for the first year. The first year we had Wally. Wally be playing, little kitten Wally, and he's playing with his toys, and how fun he is. He's like a little boy. And then all of a sudden you'd see like he'd stop, he'd freeze, and his eyes would get really big, and it's like he'd turn towards you, and it was like when you look into his eyes, it was Presley staring at you. Like even my boyfriend, who's Mr. like so far from anything woo woo, like we'd both be sitting there, and Wally'd go like la la la, and all of a sudden it would be like something else took Wally over, and it was like and my boyfriend likes to say that sometimes Presley jumps in and takes the reins and is like and when you'd stare in his eyes, you could swear that Presley is staring right back at you. Like even my boyfriend, like, which is crazy. Now something's up. If my boyfriend's like, is that Presley staring at us? I'm like, yep. And it's like, huh. And then we're like, hey dude, like, hey Presley. And all of a sudden it'd be like, ugh, like Wally would shake it off and then go back to playing, and it's like he wouldn't know what just happened. But every once in a while, like Presley will jump in, well, the very first year, he would jump into Wally's body and kind of do a, hey, I'm here. And then he'd jump out and let Wally go back and do whatever Wally does, which I think is interesting. Let's see. Sherebook said, I am positive my other dogs that passed sent me my German Shepherd that I have left. They knew Lara only had a year or so left last fall. I think animals do that. They just kind of sense like, I need to help my mom or my dad out, and I'm gonna send them a little of their way, and this is how I'm gonna do it. Let's see. Aquarius said, after my lab Austin passed away almost 10 years now, we got another dog a few months later. We found out he was born the day after Austin died. He has so many of his crazy quirks. Isn't that amazing? Sometimes when you get, or have a pet, whether it's a few months later or even a few years later, how all of a sudden, like you like your little broken heart starts to see pieces of the one that you lost, like in the new pet, and it's like, or new fur baby, and it's like, and I think that's so comforting, and I think they do that on purpose because they know. James said, have you had any success communicating with animals while they are alive? I mean, I have. It's not well, I guess it's something I do often, just not like for other people. Well, maybe friends, but but like I've never done as like a service. But I have, as of maybe last year, started connecting with energy that has not crossed over. So be that human energy or animal energy, and speaking to their spirit and their soul, because I mean, we all have, souls, we all have spirits. And we don't have to be crossed over to have a soul. It's like, I have a soul right now. It's just inside my body. So at some point, I just kind of figured out last year, like, well, why would I have to wait for somebody to pass away or an animal to pass away to talk to their soul like I talk to the soul of the deceased? So yeah, I started doing that last year with good success. And for a couple of friends that I've done that for, they were like, how do you talk to people who haven't passed away? And I'm like, well, it's not like you have a soul after you pass, like you still have a soul. So somewhere in my brain, I was like, why wouldn't you be able to talk to people's spirit while they're alive? um, let's see. Sherrybug said, I see personality traits of my old dogs that have passed in my dog I have now. See, that's comforting. I love that. Things that weren't there before. Yeah, in Wally, it's like somebody takes the reins. It's Presley, and it's like Presley saying, hello. And then he pops out. And then when we got Loki, Loki finding us, basically, literally coming to our house. And it took quite a few tries. Like, he kept coming to our home. And we even had him taken back, like gave him back to his owners. But then his owners just like didn't want him anymore. So they just threw him out, and then they left. He was abandoned, and then it took him a while to find our house again, and he kept coming back, and he was like, I'm your cat, like, hello. And so that's when we opened our door, and he literally ran in the house, and this is what happened. We have a basket of Presley's toys that we keep off to the side that we just don't have the heart to get rid of, and Wally doesn't play with them, but we just keep them there anyway. Loki ran straight to that basket the first time he ever ran into our home. And he was like sniffing out, and he dug his face into the toys, and he pulled out Presley's favorite toy, which is named his monkey butt. Like, monkey butt is his favorite toy. Like, he used to pull, it's a Beanie Baby, and he pulled all the beans out of the butt. And so we called it monkey butt. And he pulled out Presley's toy, and he started going to all of Presley's spots around the house, like back when he first came into our home. And it's like he turned around at some point, and he looked so happy, but it's like we were looking at Presley, and it was like Presley was so happy, letting us know, hey, I'm home again. If you already didn't know I was home, I'm home again. But yeah, Loki doesn't do that so much anymore, but it was like when we first got him. But there's still see little things of Presley and like the two of them, which is kind of cool. Let's see. James said, yes, I'm easily able to speak to their higher self, but I really want to talk to their ego. Many say it's possible. I think so. Sharebug said, by the way, I didn't mean to hijack your live. Oh no! I think this is a fabulous conversation. I mean, I'm always happy to talk about Presley. So if we're talking about animals, I'm totally cool. Susie said, so glad he found you both. Yes, we're happy to have the Lokester. We're happy to have Wally and the Lokester. It says, that's so amazing that Presley comes to you. He does. And I think all our fur babies do, but sometimes it's just in a little bit different form. And for James, kind of what you were saying, I don't know. I'm definitely talking to their higher selves, their spirit self. And I think, I don't know, because maybe, I mean, I know that I think everything has ego, just like I don't think animals live in their ego, really. Humans can. But I think it's just a lot different when I'm connecting with an animal energy that's still here and a human energy that's still here. Because animal energy, whether they crossed over or they're here, it just seems like I'm always talking to their higher self. But for human energy, it's like a mixture of their higher self and their ego when they're still here. I don't know, and I think it's a mix. And I actually, when you said that, I never really thought about it. But like, there was a friend of mine I was talking about, her dad. He wasn't doing so hot. Like, she said he probably didn't have much longer on this planet. But she wanted me to pull some cards for him, and I think it was then where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to talk to his spirit now. Like, he doesn't have to be crossed over. And when I spoke to his spirit, yes, there was elements of like a higher self in there. But it was also like her dad that was like in ego in this body. But the higher self was trying to explain what the the ego is doing, if that makes sense. Because there was a lot of um, resentment, anger, and tension and hurt between her and her father. And she was still upset that, he was going to be passing away, but there was just a lot of family issues, going on. And so, like, the ego part of him that hurt her, he would, like, I could get in touch with that, but the higher self was explaining where all of that was coming from, if that makes any sense. So and I've only done that a few times, really, for like some really close friends. I don't really like do that as like an offering. But like for like personal understanding of some people, like sometimes I'll do that, but I'm doing that like a lot of times. Sherry Bug, I think I can tell what an animal is feeling, but not really their higher self, really, but through feelings. Like I feel what they are feeling too. I can tell what is going on with them. And that's awesome. And that's probably why you have so many wonderful animals. And I think that's an amazing ability too, because, well, I mean, think of, like there was what was it, the dog whisperer, and we have Jackson Galaxy, known as the cat daddy. We love Jackson Galaxy. Um, and they're just very intuitive. It could be elements of connecting to an animal's higher self, but oftentimes they're connecting to their emotions and their needs. And it's like being able to see right into them, the cat itself, and be like, what do you need? What's going on? And being able to have almost like a communication with that animal, where the animal's able to say, hey, I'm really scared, or I have trust issues, or I have abandonment issues, and this is why I'm acting this way. So I think there's a lot of really special people like yourself who are able to do that, and I think that's freaking fantastic. And actually, my dude, I always say he's like the cat whisperer, because like cats love him. And his mother, I remember her telling me that ever since he was a little boy, like animals in general and cats specifically love him, and they've always loved him. And like he can go up to a cat that's considered the meanest cat, which really they probably just have some issues and people don't understand their issues, and kind of like, just like people, they put up their defenses, they put up their claws, because they're hurt inside. And so he would be able to go up to that cat, and that cat would just like roll over and show its tummy, and the owners would be like, how did you do that? Like, that cat doesn't even do that for us. That cat claws us up. And he's like, well, have you tried just letting them know that, he's like, when I approach an animal or a cat, I don't ever expect any maliciousness from them, no malice. There we go. He says, I always just expect there's going to be a exchange of love between the animal and myself. And so he says, when I come up to him, it's like I respect you, and of course I want to pet your tummy. So let's see. James said, I try a lot with my sister's dog. When I try to open the connection with him, he gets mad at me and barks like he doesn't think humans should be able to do that. Sherry Bug says it could be a trust issue. It could be, and sometimes when, just like human beings, when we feel like people are getting into our personal space, but maybe we have some issues here and there, we might try to like push them away, like, I don't think I'm comfortable with you getting that close. Same thing, I think. I don't know, I'm just guessing. He's a very skittish dog. He doesn't let other dogs smell his butt. He doesn't like to be pet. He's very closed off. So yeah, I mean, so obviously if he's physically closed off, he's going to be energetically like protecting himself as well. So yeah, he's protecting his physical body and his energetic body, which I always feel so sad, with animals like that. I'm like, who hurt you? Like, what happened in your past to cause you to be like that? Because they're not born being skittish. They're born being super full of energy and life and exuberant and willing to experience everything. So yeah, that always breaks my heart. And so I was just trying to let them know, I'm like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to help. Susie said we had a cat, Fatty, who would drool on my spouse on his shoulder like a baby. It was so cute. Fatty passed, but that's a good memory. That is a good memory. I love when, they leave us with such wonderful things like that. It says, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I will get to him one day. One day, I think if you just maybe instead of trying to jump in right away to like, the core, the center of his energy, it could be just like when you're working physically with an animal that suffered abuse of any kind, whether it was physical or mental abuse. Yeah, just like Sherry Bug is saying, to just kind of slowly build that trust. Like sometimes I see a lot of like rescue kitten videos where sometimes it's trying to offer the kitten food, but like on a spoon, because they don't trust human hands because of maybe what happened before. And the cat will usually turn away until at some point they're like, okay if you just like leave some food there. And once they're okay with just like leaving the food and you like move away a few feet, then it's like putting it on the spoon. And then once they're comfortable with that, then it's putting it on your finger. And then when they're comfortable with that, then it's, bringing them in closer and closer. So I think like in some sort of metaphorical way, you could do something like that where, I'm respecting your boundaries. I'm going to do this and I'm going to move away. And then slowly just like get closer and closer with the comfort, level of the animal, But yeah, animals are just like people too. They get hurt too. They have the whole gamut of emotions, just like we do. And Loki actually has not well, he probably does have abandonment issues too, but he has separation anxiety. Yeah. And because we're always wondering, like, as soon as one of us walks outside or my boyfriend leaves, even though I'm home and he knows I'm here, he does this row, 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 row. And, he's downstairs and it's the saddest little rounds. And I'll be like, Loki, Loki. And I have to actually go downstairs so he can see me. And I'm like, Loki, I'm right here. And then he's like, I'm like, come on, let's come upstairs. And he's like, wow, and he comes running up, and then he'll start purring. But yeah, he has some separation anxiety. He like constantly feels like he's going to get abandoned at some point by us. It's not so much anymore. Now he's a lot more comfortable here, but every once in a while he does his little round. We're like, I'm Loki, I'm right here, and then he's like, brr, brr, brr. Like, okay, you're here, you haven't left me. Let's see. Unknown said this might be kind of off topic, but has anyone ever seen someone's aura? I have not personally, but I think it's fascinating to learn about. When I see somebody's aura, which I don't really look at auras too often. That's not really like my field of expertise. It's with my third eye, so I don't physically see it with my eyes. Like I can't physically see like red around somebody or white around somebody. But every once in a while it's like with my third eye. But for me, when I'm looking at people's energy, it's inside their body. Like I'm looking at the energy centers. I'm always constantly looking at people's like organs and guts. Like I'm always like medically doing the medical examiner and just kind of like looking at people on the inside and looking at their spirit on the inside. But and which that actually has some colors too. So it's like the inner aura. I don't even know if that's a thing. But yeah, I can see color on the inside and that means something to me. But I know that there's a lot of really good people like Letitia from Iris Aura. She's really good with like color readings and things like that and like being able to like see the aura. So I think that's fascinating though. James said, I can, but I only see white. I saw blue come off a banana once, but that's the only time I saw color. That's interesting. You would think you would be yellow for the banana. No, but I think that's cool though. When people have the ability. And I think that it's cool that everybody has so many varied abilities. And I think that everybody has like ability of some sort because, in my personal opinion, like it's just part of being a human being. And actually, I just talked about this yesterday. I made a video on like it was like how to use a pendulum. Like we had a little pendulum exercise. If you guys want to join in on it and leave a comment, I'm going to respond to those comments in Monday's video where I tell you where I hid my pendulum, and you guys had to use your pendulum to see where I hid it in the house, just for practice. You know, it's good to practice these kinds of things. Susie said, I had a woman tell me, did you dye your hair purple? I said, no, I think she saw an aura. Hmm, that could be interesting too. That's pretty cool. Hmm. You know what? Sometimes when, you know, because obviously I can't see you guys, and every now and then when I do readings for you guys, like a one card reading, or I'm like tapping into your energy, I can't physically see you, and I don't really see you as a color. I'll have like a made up person in my mind just to kind of like, you know, person. But what the made up person in my mind is wearing is usually attached to like how somebody's feeling, or it could be actually a color that they're wearing, which I think is pretty cool. So like I can't actually see you guys, but I can feel your energy. And so I like basically like create a person in my mind to like put that energy to. So that kind of is like how I do my readings, like through video, since I don't really do a whole lot of like face-to-face readings unless it's people that live here in San Diego, but the majority of my readings are through video, and obviously I don't know what the person looks like at all, and sometimes I can't even gather whether they're male or female, so sometimes I know nothing. So I will just try to tap into the person's energy, make a pretend person, attach that energy to this pretend person, and sometimes I'll see them wearing a certain color, and that'll be like my cue to like how they're feeling, or actually what they're wearing, which I think is cool. I want some tea. Mm. This is great discussion today. I mean, we have great discussions every day. Oh, next Saturday, I do have to let you guys know that I'm not going to do the live chat because on Sunday is the Tarot-thon. So hey, make sure you guys you know, maybe watch some of those videos for the Tarot-thon. So I kind of want to prep for that. So usually on Sunday is when I post like a deck review video. So I'm actually going to post my deck review video on a Saturday next week. And then on Sunday will be the Tarot-thon. So I believe I'm at 7 p.m. British Summer Time, which is 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's my time. So 11 a.m. on Sunday, the 31st. Yes, the 31st. Let's see. Unknown said, I have psychic dreams a lot. I believe that's my spiritual talent. See, there you go. And like I said, you know, it's just a natural thing. That's just our way of communicating with other senses. We have like our physical senses, and we have our other senses. Animals have it, and you know, why wouldn't we? All right. T. Cabanel said, what is that? So the Tarot-thon is basically like workshops. Like you have all these people. It's 23 people because Simon is number 24. No, 22 people, and Simon does the beginning and the ending. So he does the opening hour and the closing hour. So it's 22 people plus Simon, that's 23. Simon of the Hermit's Cave, in case you guys don't know. And so all of these people, we've come up with topics to talk about, you know, our own topics. And so it's a live chat just like this, you know, but of course, instead of there being, what, 15 people in my live chat right now, there'd probably be like a few hundred. And so usually I can't really respond to comments during the Tarot-thon, but it's basically free workshops. Like you get 23 free workshops of like whatever topic we're talking about. And so my topic is going to be connecting to your soul contract, being able to understand it and use it to lead a better life. So, so yeah, if you're interested in learning about your soul contract and kind of decoding it and what it means and all of that stuff, then hey, I'm at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time next Sunday, the 31st. But that's 7 p.m. British Summer Time on Sunday next week. But there's other people talking about like astrology and the tarot. Everything has to be like connected to the tarot because it's Tarot-thon though. So it's like astrology and the tarot. Somebody's doing a deck modification like workshop. Somebody else is doing I think Jennifer Ball is doing Kickstarter and like, type decks and like, what is all this? And yeah, everybody's doing something different. The videos will all be left up just like my live chats. I just leave them up on my channel so that you can go back and watch the replays. Because obviously, if it's for 24 hours, there's like the hardcore people that stay up for 24 hours, but it's like not necessary. But if you want to be hardcore, then heck yeah. um, let's see. Debbie said, hi. Oh, yes, the pendulum video. You said if you can't find something, you get out the pendulum or the cards. How do you find something with the cards? I use Lenormand cards. Not really my tarot cards, but Lenormand cards, they like the meanings that are connected to Lenormand. There's like certain word meanings, but there's also, it has like medical meanings, like certain placement, like area meanings, like it's all just kind of connected to Lenormand cards. So I made my own like, I guess, board that has all of the Lenormand cards in it. And so let's say I'm looking for something, like actually I was looking for my ring. I misplaced it the other day and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I lost my ring. I'm like, don't make me get out my cards. And so I went and I got my Lenormand cards and I got the ring card and I shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And I put them all down on my pre-made board, and whatever house let's say the ring card falls into, it fell into, I think, the anchor, I think it was, which means that it's in a watery area, nautical, watery, and then it said drier than fish, and I went, wait, drier, dryer, 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 it's near the dryer, and I was like, what's in between? Okay, it was like, there's the washer, that's water, which is next to the bathroom, that's water. So it's here somewhere. And I kept seeing stars in my head. I mean, I know it's a star ring. It's my pentacle. But I was like, star, star. My star sweatshirt. I must have put it in the pocket of my star sweatshirt. And I did. And the sweatshirt is right between the washer and dryer and the bathroom. Okay, so let me go back. I missed some of your comments. Susie said, yay, Tarothon, May 31st, my birthday, turning 48. Whoop, whoop. Heck yeah. And Kawhi said, Tarothon. Yay, TC, we're going to count you in as well. So definitely come and watch it all. Lisa, I said, yes, the Tarothon is such a cool thing. Love to see you. I can't wait to energetically see you all. And James, she made a video about it, actually. Oh yeah, I did, about how to find lost things. And Essence is here. Hello, hello. Unknown said, ooh, I love astrology. Fellow Scorpio here. Scorpio rising. Oh, thank you, Lady Knight. She has just posted the lineup so you guys can look at all the lovely channels that have so many fun workshops for you guys. Yes, and the times are in British summertime, so London time zone. All right. Oh, so speaking of other cool things, I made something new for my shop, and it, again, hit me while I was in the shower. I was like, I was looking to make a particular thing, and then in my brain, while I was in the shower, I was like, no, you are going to make these. And I was like, oh, heck yeah. So they are dun, da, 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 new to my shop as of a couple days ago, and I've already sold a few. Travel altar necklaces, pendants. So you don't have to buy the, excuse me, $3 cord that comes with it. I mean, you could just buy the pendant itself. But I have these, and everything that I have in my practice and that I would travel with, I just decided, why not just put it in a jar and just like keep it close to my heart? Because I know there are a lot of you guys that say it's kind of impossible to have like an altar set up at home, or if you're traveling and there's other people, it'd be kind of awkward to bring out like things for your magical practice, and there's like people there who maybe aren't like totally cool with that, which, I think is just like kind of Buster, when, people do that. So, and some people just aren't comfortable being open about their spirituality. So I was like, a lot of us wear jewelry, male and female. And as a representation of our beliefs and our spirituality, you'll see people with like the pentacle, or the pentagram, necklace. You'll see people with, the Star of David, or you'll see people with a crucifix. People like to wear their spirituality, not to say like, check it out, look what I am, like I believe in so and so, y'all, but more like I like to keep my faith close to my heart. So I was like, but for witches, yes, I know many have the pentacle, they have a pentagram, they have, stars, moons. And I was like, but what if you could carry your altar around your neck? And Susie says, I bought mine last night. Yours just got picked up like 15 minutes ago by the postal man. Yay! And so, yeah, so I was like, yeah, so those people who maybe you're out and proud about like, who you are and like what you believe in, and that's totally cool, but like you also maybe want to carry your altar with you wherever you go. Maybe you're off to work and can't really set up the altar at your desk at work. So you're like, what, I always have my altar wherever I go. So in here, this one is called the Travel Witch altar because I made two different kinds. I made my own black salt, for casting a circle, protection. So that's here. And then I used a white beeswax candle for the candle wax here. Again, for purification and just kind of keeping a shield of light around you, which we would do on an altar, like, hello, here's my altar back here. So these are basically kind of elements from, I try to take the most common elements of people's altars. So not just specifically my altar, because I have a lot of other different things too, but like the most general that people would have and use. I also have in here rosemary and yarrow, since those are two herbs that I know a lot of people work with for healing, for love, for protection, all of that. And I also have a couple of slivers of Palo Santo in there, which people also use to cleanse their home. I was going to put sage, but when I want like a really good energetic clear of my house, I will use Palo Santo. Not that sage is like less than, I just think that like Palo Santo is like me pulling out the big guns, spiritually speaking. And then I also offered Loki's fur, so people can purchase Loki's fur to put inside their altar, because some people like to work with familiar magic, and I know some of you guys have cats or dogs or whatever, but to kind of add a little bit of that animal energy, I also put in Loki's fur in mine, because this is mine. I put Wally's whisker, which are really hard to find, but I'm not offering whiskers because those are really rare in my house to find a cat whisker on the floor. So I have Wally's whisker in mine. Let's see. Yay! I'm glad you think these are pretty cool. It says, Unknown said, I really am considering buying one. I would have already bought one, but I would have to take it on and off because half of my family believes that stuff is pure evil. We'll see with these. I mean, you don't have to buy the cord. I know the cord's kind of thick. You could just put this on like a chain like this and just boom. And I think that, I mean, there's really nobody in my family that really gives a hoot what I do. But, if I felt like, oh, like if I was at work, actually, if I was at work, I don't think anybody would know what that is. They would think that this is just kind of a thing full of herb. I don't know. And you can choose whether you want a pentacle or a pentagram, a moon or a star. I also have hearts, but I only have a couple of hearts. So I mean, like, if that's even less, like, if there's like a heart dangling off, what are people gonna? I don't think it looks demonic, This is a good point, but my family is really nosy. Some people just gotta be all up in people's business. Some people need to find a life. Oh, thank you, James. It says, I stopped caring what my family or anyone thinks about me. It's the most liberating feeling imaginable. Yeah, there was at some point, I think it was like in my 20s, where I was like, hey, I'm this. And everybody's like, we don't care. And of course, there are some opinionated people in the family, but I've never really valued their opinion anyway. So, so, but yeah, you could always just wear this under your shirt, or if you don't want to wear it at all and you just want to put it in your pocket, or you want to hang it as a, because it has a jump ring, you can attach it as a keychain and like hang it off your purse or your bag, or whatever. Or you can just put it in your purse or your bag, just so that it's always with you, or it's in your pocket, kind of like I always carry a crystal with me. So this could be like that. Oh, and I forgot, I also have, speaking of crystal, there's a Lemurian quartz crystal in here as well, just to kind of, again, have that connection to the divine, and kind of create that feeling of oneness. So yeah, that's everything that's in there. And then there is a drop of one of my favorite ritual oils. It's a personal blend, and I put a little drop on the cork so that you can kind of smell it a little bit, but it has everything. So you have basically a ritual oil, you have Palo Santo, you have a Lemurian quartz crystal, you have rosemary, you have yarrow, you can have cat fur if you want familiar fur. And then there's white wax, and then there's black salt. And then, of course, the charm. And then it's charged in the sun, and it's charged in the moonlight, so that it has a balance of light and dark, masculine and feminine, because a lot of people like to work with those balance of energies in their practice. So that's what I do. And of course, I hold each one just like this before I send it off, and I just try to pump as much light and love and healing into it. And I say, please let it reach its destination in one piece. And I hope that the person that receives it can receive all the energy and love and power that I have placed inside this pendant. So that's what I do. And then I wrap it up. um, Let me go back. Carmen said you can pin it to your bra. Heck yeah. Just I mean, I'm not going to show you guys my bra, but you guys get the picture. Amethyst is here. Hello, hello. Sherry Bug, I think social media has made some people believe they have a right to know about everybody's business. I agree. Unknown also agrees. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Our lives are now on display. So people have, in general, don't know where the boundaries are set anymore. Like, what's the boundary? Like, oh, this is, boundaries are just for real life, or are boundaries for social media, or is there just no boundaries? So I think, yeah, it's that very open culture on social media, and just kind of like nosing into everybody's lives, that it has translated into IRL in real life, when people are like, ooh, I want to know all about your business. And you're like, dude, get a life. Sherry Book's like, I love boundaries. Me too. I heart boundaries. I kind of hard to have boundaries right now with teaching, when the students think they can email you like all 24 hours of the day. But I like to try to set those boundaries. Like, teacher still goes to sleep at 10 p.m. or at least I'm not available to you after 10 p.m. because you need to go to bed. So, but yeah, boundaries are a thing. Protecting your energies so you can be the best that you can be, so that you can light up the world, and help other people light up the world as well. Because if we don't set those boundaries down, we get tore up, and then we're no good to anybody, and then we can't help other people, and then other people can't help other people, and it's so sad. So boundaries, people, boundaries. Okay, the other, whoa, where'd it go? Okay, I was like, where'd my other pendant go? Okay, this one is interesting. And okay, this is the second pendant. So I said I made two. Says you have different pendants. How are they different? So I am going to go over this one now. So this one is more your kind of what most people have in their altars. This is for a travel altar. This one is more dedicated to ancestors. So this is your ancestral altar, or people who celebrate Dia de los Muertos, and those types of altars. Me, I do have an altar, and I do have my all the my family and friends that have passed away, their names are on my altar. So it's like kind of like my altar, but it's also an ancestral altar. So for this one, it's a little bit different. I have white salt again for protection. Uh, I have mullein and I have marigold flower petals. Mullein or mullein is sometimes used in place of graveyard dirt, but it's really good for like spiritual stuff and like spiritual like protection and spirits and connection to the divine, and like it's got a lot of good stuff with it. And marigold I always associate with like offerings to the dead, the departed, and you know, showing love, and it's also with power and boundaries and stuff like that in there. And of course you could always add Loki fur if you wanted to. And then there's a little scroll. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a little piece of parchment paper in there. And people can tell me who they would like to dedicate their altar to. So if you want to dedicate your altar to mom or dad, somebody who's passed away, your fur baby, you could just say to everybody who came before me. Actually, that's what mine says, because there's a lot of names I would have to write. So I just said to all those I have loved and those who've loved me who are on the other side, who came before me, may you rest in peace and find piece within this altar. And then I roll it up really tight and I seal it with white wax. And then I put the cork in, and the cork again is, I put a dab of a different type of personal oil that is specifically used for honoring the dead. And again, you can choose whatever type charm, but I just chose to have this protective charm on it. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I would probably just, I mean, since I made both of them and I have two of them, I don't want to wear them together, but I would probably just wear them on and off. And actually, I've been keeping this one on my altar just because it is an altar in a bottle. But yeah, so those are my two things. Let's see, let me go back. Susie said, I think this channel has so much positivity, it radiates. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Susie. I was just trying to give you guys, you know, some fun. Unknown said, yes, after watching her video for the first time, I was drawn in. Oh, thank you guys. You guys, gosh. Says, I have pets who have past version would be great. Yeah. I mean, you could also add in your fur babies in this one too. I want to see kind of how these will do long term. But I have ideas for other little like mini altars. Like I was thinking of like doing like a different one for like the wheel of the year. So depending on, like I wouldn't have them always available, but you know, like let's say with like Litha coming up, you know, I would have like a particular one that is specifically for Litha for like, you know, coming of summer and stuff like that. And then it would only be available kind of around that time. And then like, as you know, the wheel turns, I might make another type of pendant. I thought that might be cool, but I want to see, you know, of course, how these do first before I start making like a lot of other ones. But so many ideas. Yeah, and oh, yeah, I mean, I could probably see if I could do like a pet specific one too. I mean, because I have two little boys as inspiration. So yeah, but yeah, those are the two I have now. And but yeah, wheel of the year ones I might look into as summer approaches, and I'll see how these are doing, and then I might offer like one for, you know, summer, and then, you know, one for maybe pets, like a rainbow bridge one. Ooh, like a rainbow bridge pendant. Little like animal altar rainbow bridge. That'd be so cool. You guys have great ideas. Okay, but we'll see how these do first. And a protection would be good too. Well, I mean, these have pretty good protection as well, but yeah, that could be one where it's like, I just want like straight protection. You know, just like, you know, that'd be cool. You guys have a lot of ideas. I could make a lot of pendants. Heck yeah. So yeah, these are available in my shop now. As of a couple of days ago, I've already sold a few, and I'm like super excited. But they're $15. But if you want a cord, it's $3. If you want Loki's fur, it's $3. And then you can personalize it by telling me what type of charm you want. And all the charms are different. So when you say a moon charm, all the moon charms look different, and so do all the star charms, and so do all the, you know, pentagram charms. Like they all look different. Some people have already told me, hey, you choose the charm. And you can personalize, obviously, the ancestral altar one because you tell me who you're dedicating your altar to so that you can, obviously, those spirits are with you all the time, but so that you can physically kind of feel like their name is always close to your heart, you know? So that's kind of why I did that. Because I do have a scroll with all of their names, including all my fur babies, on my altar. So I was like, this is basically my altar in like mini form. um, a puppy paw print charm. Oh my gosh, that'd be so cute. Unknown said, I would buy all of the charms if I had the money and space. um, yeah, right now my charms are sitting up on my altar, but I will, I mean, I've already got 2 pendants on, but I think when I leave the house, I'm gonna just put this one underneath my shirt just because I don't want the glass clanking against my other necklaces. So this is more to protect the glass. So I'm just going to be like, or, you know, I could put these pendants under my shirt and then have this one out. I'm always carrying my magic on me, you know. Oh, thank you, Kawaii. So yeah, so if you guys are interested, they're up in my Etsy shop. And there's a link to my Etsy shop on my website, just because usually I don't sell physical items off my website because the shipping is always cheaper for me to pay on Etsy. And it's also cheaper for like people who are buying my stuff. Like, you know, they would only pay like $2 or $3 in shipping, whereas if I had to go through the post office myself, it'd be like $6 or $7 in shipping. So I'm like, So that's why I sell my physical items on Etsy, but I sell all of my readings. Well, and I have readings on Etsy as well, but I have all of my readings on like my website. So it's just like my readings on my website. Amethyst is heading to my shop. Well, thank you. So yeah, check out. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff there. I mean, I have a lot of different readings too. So it's kind of just like whatever you guys like have conchomancy, I have scrying, I have mediumship readings, I have a rainbow bridge reading specifically for animals. I have my Lenormand readings, I have a 1-card reading, I have like a 30-minute reading, I have a 90-minute reading. One's called like the big workout and the other one's the 30-minute workout, you know, because I'm kittens, weights, and tarot, so everything is like a tongue-in-cheek, like gym kind of ha-ha. You know, it's called like French curls for the Lenormand, get it? Because it's French. And then I have one bracelet left. I doubt I'll ever sell that bracelet, but it's because it's so expensive. All my other bracelets have been like $15 and $20, but the material for that last bracelet that's probably going to sit in my shop forever, it's charoite. And if you guys know your crystals, you know charoite's expensive because it only comes from one place near the Charo River in Russia. And and the beads were expensive, so the price is expensive. And I remember one of my friends, she like saw how much my bracelet was and she was like, girl. And then she went online and went, oh, it is expensive. I still can't afford it, but at least I know you're not ripping people off. I was like, thank you. I know that like probably nobody can afford it, but at least people know I'm like not trying to rip them off. And then I have my room and body sprays. I have my beauty salve, which actually people really love. I mean, they love my healing salve too, but I think more people like my beauty salve. I think I love my beauty salve more than my healing salve, but that's just because I wear it every day on my face. So my moisturizer is literally roses from my garden on my face, and everybody seems to like it because it smells like roses. So, because it is roses. Oh, thank you, Sherry Bug. Sherrybug said, I totally thought it was a typo price when I first saw it. I know some people are like, oh, you know your $20 bracelet, it's got an extra zero. And I was like, no, that's what it is. They're like, oh. And I'm like, it was expensive to buy. Unknown said, I will visit the shop after this too, but I'm a witch on a budget. So I hear you. I hear you. Oh, is there something showing up at the door, Loki? That was probably just Amazon. Ooh, I bought a picture frame for a new picture of my goddess that I'm working with. So I want to frame that picture. But yeah, so yeah, lots of goodies in my shop. The Goddess of the Rose Salve is probably one of my most popular. Um, and then my bracelets obviously sold out, except for the one, which will probably never sell, but that's fine. And I understand, like homies, I understand. But one day there's going to be some rich witch who comes by and she's going to be like, bam, that's the bracelet. I'm going to be like, it's yours. um, but as soon as like the gem fair can open up again, like when it comes to town again, and we can like really like mingle as homies again, then I can buy more stones and I can make more bracelets like this that are obviously $15 and $20. They're a lot more affordable, and my $10 bracelets. Oh, and then of course, not forget, I have like an oracle deck on my website. So yes, I have my Wally's World. Oh, Loki just looked really disgusted right now. I promise, Loki, when one day I'm going to make my Loki tarot. I promise. And Sheldon is here. He says, everybody, guess who's Legend Tarot King here? Hey, Sheldon. Sherrybuck said, I use it as a facial moisturizer also. It's awesome. Yay. Susie said, I was eyeing it, but I thought, is it meant to be down the road? It will be available. The bracelet. So yeah, I made two of them. One of them I have for me, and then the other one like I'm selling. But yeah, one day that special person is gonna come by. But like I totally understand. Says you should make a magical catnip spray for those magical feline familiars out there. Ooh. See, I've always thought of that, but I always worry because I know that there's certain essential oils that are no bueno for cats, but I do know that there are shops out there that sell certain essential oils for cats. So, you know, like maybe I could, or since I grow catnip, I could try to distill it and make my own catnip essential oil, make my own spray. Oh, brain idea just exploded. Heck yeah. Sheldon said, how's everybody doing on the YouTubes? We are doing great. And oh, you know what I forgot to show you guys? Okay, so my birthday is in 2 weeks. Homegirl is going to be 39. Woo, woo. And my boyfriend, he has a hard time keeping my gifts from me. So he has the majority of all my birthday presents underneath the bed. But he says, should I be like as we're leading up to your birthday, like give you a little gift here and there? I'm like, yes, you should. Aw, thank you, Susie. So I was like, okay, so he, a couple of weeks ago, gave me this little guy. He's a frog. And from our favorite stuffy brand, Jellycat from the UK. His name is Squiggles. So this is Squiggles the frog, and he's so soft and so cute. And then last night, somebody else joined the stuffy crew, and it was this guy. His name is Wiggly Worm. He's a little worm. He's like, doot, 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 doot. Like, how cute is Wiggly Worm? Like, I love his little smile. Like, he's so cute. So yeah, I went to bed with Wiggly Worm and Squiggles last night together at last. Susie said, cute. Crystal Mama, hello everyone. Sorry I'm late. Hey, no worries. Sherry Bug said, I love stuffies again. Yes, stuffies. You need to have them in your life. I mean, they're magical, and you just look in their cute little faces, and how can you be angry or sad when you look at their cute little faces? Hold on. Give me just a second. Oh, hold on. My boyfriend's texting, but I can't text back because I'm in my live chat. But he's asking if I know who a certain teacher is. Yes, I do. He must be at a customer's house right now who is in teaching. And anywho, Sherebook said, I have a unicorn stuffy that lights up and changes all colors of the rainbow. Aww. um, yeah, so, I mean, if you guys didn't notice, I got all my Hello Kitties over there. But yeah, I love me some stuffy. So, I mean, matches my shirt. So. Sheldon said, so cute toys. Yeah, so this is Wiggly, Wiggly Worm, and Squiggles. So yeah, I wanted to show them to you guys. And ooh, okay, some other books. Coldest Fire said, sorry, I've been listening. Just been a little MIA, daughter being a teenager. Hey, no worries, I understand. Sometimes I think that, my teenage students are possessed sometimes, because they'll be like the world's coming to an end, crying drama, and then somebody does something and they just start laughing, but they haven't finished crying with what's going on. And it's like sometimes they are like, am I laughing or crying right now? Like, I'm so confused with my emotions. What's going on? And I'm like, do I need to call an exorcist? Are you going to be okay? Amethyst said, adorable. And Sherrybook said, yes, books. So yes, I will show you guys some books. Lady Night, I have one tiny rainbow bear from 33 years ago and one stuffy with lavender in it for good sleep. Aw, I have actually a stuffy. His name is Lavi, and he is a lavender colored hippo filled with lavender. And it's so nice. Nice, especially in the wintertime when you can heat him up in the microwave and then he's nice and warm. Kawhi said, I feel that, but with a 6-year-old. Hey, sometimes they don't need to be a teenager to feel like you don't know where they're going right now. And Sheldon said, I will become God of Tarots. Sheldon, you crack me up. Okay, so I talked about the white spirit animal prophets of change. That's like the albino animal spirits, and kind of how they might differ from like non-albino animal spirits, which I think is interesting. But I haven't read it obviously yet because I've got like a lot to read. It says, where is everyone getting these awesome stuffed animals, and where can I get in on one? Oh, okay. Well, let me show you. Well, first, for my Hello Kitties, they're Sanrio. But for the majority of my other stuffed animals, they're all coming from Jellycat. Like, Jellycat has it going on. Yeah, it's Jellycat. But Jellycat has the cutest stuffed animals, and it's geared for like little babies. But I'm like, dude, who spends like $20 or $30 on like a little baby toy for baby to vomit on? And like, no, this is for adults. Like, don't try to pretend this is for kids. This is for adults who love cute things. Let's see. I just looked on Amazon. Yeah, we get them off Amazon. It says, are you going to do a review on that book when you are finished reading it? Yes. Whenever I do usually finish reading a book that I'm totally all about, I will do a book review on it, of course. Amethyst said, stuffies. I have a few. I went nuts in the 90s, and now I have 2,456. Oh my gosh, the TY Peace Bears. People went crazy with the Beanie Babies like back in the day, and Treasure Trolls. I was one of them. I had a lot of Treasure Trolls. My boyfriend made me get rid of my Treasure Trolls, and I am now very sad because I wish I had my Treasure Trolls still. Because I was like, dude, you need to get rid of your Tonka trucks. He's like, I get rid of my Tonka trucks when you get rid of your Treasure Trolls. I'm like, I wish I didn't do that. Sherrybug said, and Kroger's Midwest Supermarket. Actually, we used to have a Kroger's. Yes. Lady Night, White Lions and Tigers always make me think of Siegfried and Roy. So sad Roy passed away. Yes. I remember my grandma and grandpa like being so happy about being able to see them. Susie, I had a special potbelly koala. Oh, it got lost, but on eBay, I found one from 1978, so I bought it, and she has a different personality. I think they do. Sometimes like I'll buy a backup because I'm like, I'm gonna love this one to death, so I need a backup. But then you realize when that one comes, you're like, oh, you're a totally different person. It's so interesting. Um, let's see, amethyst. Oh, baby bears. Kawaii. I have a few stuffies. One from when I was a kid, and my dad gave me, and then 3 from my daughter and mama gifts. And Sherry Bug, I got rid of most of my stuffed animals from when I was a kid, but I still have my Cabbage Patch Kids, me too! And the dolls and stuffed toys my mom made as a kid. Amethyst, the spare room is full of totes of bears. Yes, Amethyst. Sometimes the spell check gets me. I'm like typing and sending stuff, and I'm like, no, I swear I know how to spell. It's freaking spell check, man. Sherry Bug, I still have my Barbies, Smurfs, and strawberry shortcakes. I still have my Barbies, my Smurfs, my strawberry shortcakes. I had the little figurines. I got rid of them because I kept them all together in a bucket. They actually started like, I don't know, like getting greasy, and like they were melting a little bit just because I think the climate that we're in. And so I had to get rid of them because like I wouldn't really want to touch them now. I'm like, Susie said Smurfs and strawberry shortcake. But I did have a lot of those like little strawberry shortcakes. Okay, so another book I think you guys are going to love is the Encyclopedia of Goddesses and Heroines. This is not gods and goddesses. This is specifically all just goddesses and heroines, and it's by Patricia Monaghan, PhD. And so, you know, I used to work a lot with the divine masculine when I was younger, and it wasn't until I got to like my early 20s that or maybe my mid 20s, where I started working with the divine feminine, because I was like really like hesitant, and like I had a lot of issues to work through before I started working with the goddess. And now I'm like all about the goddess. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a good book, I really love this one. I've already looked up a bunch of stuff of different goddesses, and I think it's a great like source of information, and also a good jumping off point if you want to do like further research. And I think it's divided by region as well. Yeah, it's divided by region. So like, let me look at the table of contents. Like it has Africa, Eastern Mediterranean, Asia and Oceania, Europe, and then of course like broken down into subsections from there. Coal is Fire. I still have my Smurf, Pink Panther, and Woodstock and Snoopy. I still have my Woodstock and Snoopy. It was somebody else in my family had the Pink Panther. I always wanted one though. Kawaii loves the cover. I think it's a beautiful cover. Sheldon said, I love that. It was good. And Sherry Bug, it's beautiful cover, and that makes me want it alone. So like, let's see. If we flip to, of course it goes right to like my other goddess, Santa Muerte / Mictlantecuhtli. Like I actually work with her as Mictlantecuhtli. I can't talk right now. Mictlantecuhtli is how I kind of work with her energy now. Instead of like Santa Muerte, I'm kind of like going back to her Aztec roots. But yeah, it went right to her. Anyway, just her saying hello. Unknown said, so I'm new to this channel. Do you read the books to your viewers, or are you just showcasing them? I'm just kind of showing some of them off. Usually when I get anything new and I'm excited about it, like I'll show you guys some of the books or like the decks that I have if they're new, even though I haven't read them yet. But once I have like worked with a deck a lot, or I have read a book, I will always do a review of it for you guys. So there will be like a specific review video. But otherwise, I mean, in my live chats, obviously you see that we go everywhere with our chit-chattiness. Like we just kind of like talk about whatever. We're really just like hanging out on a Saturday, I guess. But okay, so let's say we look at Mictlantecuhtli. And it says, this Aztec goddess ruled the 9 rivers of the afterlife, to which evil souls were condemned. There they suffered boredom and monotony, while better souls enjoyed heaven's existence. She was depicted with no face, only the bones of a skull. But there's more to that story though. And this one actually only has a little bit on her, but I do have other books of gods and goddesses, which have a lot more. So I would say that that's like kind of, that's why it's always good to cross-reference your stuff, because there's a lot more to her story. And there's the story of the feathered serpent, and and taking the bones from her, where she kind of like resides with the afterlife, and like making mankind, and like bringing people back, and like all of that stuff. So but I love all of those different stories. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Let's look at a different goddess. Okay, you guys give me a goddess name. I'll look her up real quick. Susie said, sometimes there's story time. There is. Says, you are the beautiful kindergarten teacher from Billy Madison. That is a compliment, even though I think you teach high school. My boyfriend, obviously, we love like Adam Sandler movies, and he loves Billy Madison, and he always says that I'm the teacher from Billy Madison. I'm like, so are you the weird student? Hey, it says a book recommendation. Oh, for you guys. And it is called to what? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing Levan. Kiros. So that's interesting. What is it about? Oh, Carmen said Callie. Okay, so let's look up Callie real quick. I might have to go to the index. Callie, where are you, Callie Ma? Callie Ma, there we go, 103. Wow, there is a lot on Callie. Okie dokie then. All right, you guys are gonna get a little ditty about Callie. How about that? Oh, and then Kathy wants to see Hestia. And hey, Jeff, good afternoon. I'm just looking up some goddesses right now in my New Goddesses and Heroines book. Porsus said, it's a fantasy book about a girl who got a gift from a woman who could die over again. Ooh, that's interesting. Yes, Jeff, happy Memorial Day weekend. Sheldon said, my grandfather from New York passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, that's why you had to take that road trip to New York then. Well, lots of love to you and your family. Okay, Callie. Her tongue juts out of her black face. Her 4 hands hold weapons. Her necklace and earrings are strung with dismembered bodies. Callie wears snakes all about her body, writhing on her head and around her neck. She was born at time's beginning, manifesting herself when the demon Daruka threatened the gods. Pavarotti entered the body of Shiva and gathered poisons stored in his throat, bursting forth a 3-eyed Kali, armed with a trident. This emanation dispatched the demon, but her battle fury was uncontained, and Kali threatened the world until Shiva restrained her. Stories of Kali as a demon destroyer connect her with Durga, as does her name, Chamunda or Matrikas, formed from demons, Chandra and Munda, whom she killed. Several myths speak of Kali's uncontrollable energy. Once Kali and Shiva danced together, growing more competitive until it seemed the world would shake to pieces, and so it will, for beneath appearances that dance continues. Another time, Kali killed 2 demons, which required that she strip because they were invulnerable to all but a naked woman. This enraged her, so she killed them, then celebrated her victory by draining their blood. Her wrath unappeased, Kali danced wildly until she realized Shiva was underneath her. The god's tactics slowed Kali's wildness, but only for a moment, for she will resume the dance that ends the world. During the world's first age, the Satya Yuga, Kali lived with Shiva. Shiva abandoned Kali, but could not escape her, for whatever it turned, one of her forms appeared, teaching him that Kali is all pervasive and inescapable. So he returned to her, and they watched the four eras unfold. But Hindu calculations, we are currently enduring the age of Kali, the 432,000-year-long Kali Yuga, which began on Friday, February 18th, 3102 BC, creation's final stage before its destruction and rebirth. The Kali Yuga is a period when kings lack tranquility, women and cows are recklessly killed, and money is the basis for nobility. At the end of this desperate age, humanity will be destroyed after a 100-year drought, followed by fire and flood until the entire universe dissolves into Prakatri. Then the cycle of creation will begin again. And it does like talk a lot more about Kali, but you guys kind of get the gist that there's like a lot going on in here. Hold on, let me go back to where you guys are talking. Cold as Fire said, oh, well, you have a great day, Cold as Fire. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Porsus said, by the way, I'm from Finland. Hey, well, hello, welcome. Sherrybug said, India has such a lavish mythos. They do. Jeff said, go USA. Yeah, we have so many people from so many different countries in here. Most of the time we'll have people from like, England, or maybe they're here from Australia, or now Finland, sometimes Germany, lots of other places, which I think is cool. And then places, of course, all over the US. So it's like, we are one big melting pot in here. Sherrybug said, so it's like 2020. I know. Is Shiva, is Kali doing her like crazy dance right now? See, Lady Knight said Germany here. Yes. Okay, one more. We'll look up Hestia, because I think somebody wanted to see Hestia. So let me look her up real quick. Hestia, where are you, girl? Okay, she's on a few different pages, but we'll look at 238 first. No, that's just her mentioned in something else. Yeah, so let's go back to 245, 246. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, I found her. Porsu said Finland's god of water is called Ahti, and the god of thunder is Ukko. That is so cool. I love like hearing like the creation myths and the gods and goddesses and the belief systems of like cultures around the world. I think it's just fantastic. Jeff said the SmackDown was yesterday, and he is a big fan. We know when it comes to the WWE, my homeboy Jeff is all over that. Thanks, Sheldon. Sharebug, so does Finland's myths combine any point with Viking myth? That would be interesting to know. Kawhi wants to know if Atargatis is in the book. Well, I will look it up. But let's look up Hestia real quick, and then we'll look up Atargatis. Okay. Hestia took no human form. Only 2 statues existed, both lost, and no coins show her image. But she was ever present, for Hestia was the hearth's fire. She symbolized family unity, and by extension, she embodied the social contract. At the ever-burning public hearth, Hestia was called Pyranitis. First fruits, water, oil, wine, and year-old cows were sacrificed to her. She also received the first part of sacrifices offered to other gods, for as purifying fire, she could not be ignored. Daily sacrifices to Hestia were offered in homes, for the hearth was not only a place for cooking and a source of heat, but a religious center as well. She was born the first of the Olympians, born from Rhea and her consort Kronos. Her antiquity is attested by the Greek proverb "start with Hestia," meaning begin things at the beginning. In all her shrines, Hestia offered a sanctuary to anyone needing protection. Her temples were locations for the reception of foreign dignitaries. And then it talks a little bit more about Hestia. So, and there's actually, she's on a few different pages because she's in a bunch of different people's myths. And then supportive, oh, hey, what's up? It says, I always miss these. So happy to catch you. How's everyone? Also, side note, I totally thought your chat title was Happy Catterday. It should be Catterday. Okay, so Attergatus, I think. Oh, Sherrybug said my dude Cronus. Attergatus, I'm going to see if that person is in here. Oh, and Lisa, if you're wondering what book I'm looking at, I'm looking at this one right now. Attergatus. Yes, Attergatus is in here. Page 33, 34, and 44. Okay. There you go. Kawaii said yes! Actually on two separate pages. No one is certain of the original name of the Syrian or Aramaic goddess. She was known as Derceto, a Greek translation of her name. Seto appears as another variant. In Rome, the term Dea Syria, the Syrian goddess, described Attergatus. Some philosophers suggest that the goddess's original name, which appears to mean divine Atta, was related to Ishtar and Astarte. Finally, a later cult of Attergatus associated her with Aphrodite under the name Hagne. And then it goes on and on and on. So yeah, there you go. Your goddess is in there. Oh, thanks, Sheldon. Oop, looks like we're low on power. I'm going to take my mic off so that I can plug my phone in to my external charger here. So prepare for the sound to suck. Ah! Okay, we're back to regular sound, people. Okay, just making sure that it is charging. And now I can probably take my mic off because we're not even using it. Okay. Porsu said in Finnish myths there is a creature called Hatara who is an evil giant, and his name Hatara translates into cotton candy. Kind of hard to be an evil giant when you're really called cotton candy. That's kind of awesome. Aw, thanks, Sherrybug. Okay, so there's that book, and again, that is by Patricia Monaghan, PhD, if you're interested. And I have been able to skim through that one, so that one I can say is a totally bomb diggity book. These next ones, I haven't even had a chance to really look through them, but I'm excited about them, so I'm sharing that excitement with you. And that is Magical Places by Nikki Van de Kar, and the illustrations are by Katie Vernon. So Magical Places around the world. Lisa loves the cotton candy tidbit. I know, I'm like, See, now you got me on cotton candy. But where does one get fresh cotton candy these days when it's not just in a bag or in a tub? I'm like, that's not real cotton candy. That's fake cotton candy. Actually, you can get some at the Corvette Diner, and it looks like a clown's head on a platter. It's really a platter. It's a gigantic platter that you can get on your birthday, and I think it's like $20. But if you really want, it's like a giant, fresh, pink cotton candy that looks like the head of a clown, and it's awesome. And you can get it at the Corvette Diner here in San Diego. Let's see, Lisa said, you can get a custom cotton candy maker and make it. We had one, but it made small cotton candy. I want big, fluffy, like I want the real deal. So yeah, there's a lot of beautiful artwork in here. Big, fluffy, that's what I'm talking, Lisa. of all these different like magical places around the world. We have Salem, we have the Devil's Gate Dam, we have New Orleans, we have, what language are these in? Graz and stuff written in Norse. We have Taipei, Mexico City, woo, woo. Niawau, Mount Shasta. There's stuff from like all over the world. So yeah, good stuff, you guys. So you might want to maybe do a little Amazon check of this one and see if you guys dig this. But it says an enchanted journey through mystical sites, haunted houses, and fairy tale forests. Let's give a sampling of Star Dreaming. Star Dreaming is a collection of over 20 and counting open-air temples and labyrinths spanning 22 acres on James Jarreb's property outside Santa Fe, New Mexico. Jarreb is a visual artist and writer and was called upon by ascended spiritual masters from a variety of religions to build these temples, or as he sometimes calls them, stargates. In order to construct them, 600 tons of stone in 50 different varieties were brought in from various parts of the U.S. and Mexico, ranging in size from huge boulders of granite and quartz to small chips of jasper and obsidian. Each of the temples is different and oriented to a different stellar, lunar, or solar alignment according to the Hermetic tradition of geometry, including the Fibonacci sequence. The temples include Temple of the Moon, Temple of Avalon, Rainbow Whale Altar. There's like a whole lot of them here. So that's kind of like the stuff that you might get in this book. That's freaking awesome. Like, I have always wanted to go to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Like, technically, that's where the birth certificate says that my Nana is from. She was actually from Mexico, but like, kind of had to like fudge some stuff so that yeah, she could be in New Mexico. Let's see. Sherrybug, you totally need to get that platter and vlog it. We should do that for my birthday this year. 2 weeks, you guys. Homegirl gonna be 39. You know I'm gonna go off and be like, it's my birthday. See, I like getting older. Jeff said, happy birthday, June 19th, Friday. Or yeah, June 19th, Friday, 2020. So happy birthday to you then, June 19th. Hello. Susie loves the cover and Santa Fe. Porsu said, another book recommendation, The Seven Brothers, and Kalevala. Kalevala is a book made from Finnish myths collected around the country. That sounds cool. So, oh, thank you, Kawaii. So I get excited about birthdays, you guys. Like, I am still like a big kid when it comes to my birthdays. Like, I really can't sleep the night before, kind of like just before Christmas. I can't sleep, and I'm so excited, and I still like, I make sure that I dress really nice, and I pick out like my favorite outfit. Hey, Jeff! You have a great rest of your day, and a good weekend. Sheldon said, good storytelling. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I still get dressed up. I still like dance around and like play my favorite music on my birthday. I mean, not like I don't do that every day, but and yeah, I enjoy everything. I enjoy the birthday music. I enjoy cake. I enjoy my presents. Like, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, another year older just means another birthday. Like, heck yeah. Okay, so there's that one. And then I got two together to be used kind of in tandem, and one of them is the Mayan Calendar Astrology, Mapping Your Inner Cosmos with Kenneth Johnson is the author. Kauai said, my daughter is waiting for her summer birthday. She's hoping we can go to the zoo if they're open back up again. I hope things start opening back up again. In here in San Diego, they're starting to like really open stuff back up again. As Susie says, we should send birthday wishes to your P.O. box. Aw, like if you guys just sent like little notes. My P.O. box is listed down below, I think, in the information section down at the bottom in case you guys are interested. Porsu said, in Finland, school is open already. Yeah, we have our graduation for our seniors coming up on June 5th. So they're thinking because we haven't really had many cases. We had what comes to be, we found out there was only 6 pure coronavirus cases here in San Diego. And we have like a lot of people, you know, like there's millions of people here. So they're like, okay, well, we'll just start like kind of opening stuff up. So we'll kind of see where we are in terms, you know, with the health department and everything as we get closer to graduation. But yeah, I know that they're already starting to open up a lot of stores. Their bars can open up if they also sell food. And I don't think our amusement parks are open or the zoos yet, like some of the big places. But yeah, I think, and there's some states that opened up like a long time ago, and some states that never did the lockdown at all. And so, let's see. Kwai said school is over here for the year till they open back up, possibly in August. Sherrybug, Ohio is slowly opening also. Sheldon's birthday is July 11th, and he will be at 21 years old. You are going to be legal to consume the alcohol here in the U.S. Poor Sue said, cool. So yeah, I am fascinated with Maya culture and like the Maya people, Mayan culture, and their astrology, and like how they thought, you know, like their systems and their way of like schooling and learning and number systems is just like fantastic. Oh, your birthday is September 18th. Well, hey, I'm hoping that by the time the rest of our birthdays happen, you know, stuff's going to be opened up, and all the people who are in quarantine during their birthday plus all the other holidays, that we are just going to party. I have said this before. We are going to have one big block party. I still need to celebrate my dad's 80th birthday. Like, hello. My dad like wants to cut some rug. He's like, baby, I need to cut a little rug. Kauai thinks the book looks interesting, and your birthday is in November. And Lisa, ooh, I'm July 13th. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I haven't been able to dive into these yet. What is my exact date? June 10th. June 10th is my birthday. I am a Gemini sun, a Libra moon, and a Scorpio rising. Okay, so it goes into the day signs, the numbers, the Mayan destiny chart, the year lord, the sun and moon, compatibility, the path of the feathered serpent. There's so much stuff in here. Like, heck yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Let's see. Unknown said, I'm in upstate New York, so I've got some time until we fully open up. Graduation is canceled along with the summer fairs. They book. Oh, the book looks interesting. Yeah, I'm like, there's like so many. I like want to eat them all at once. Like just eat these books. Like, Sherry Bug, the St. Patrick's, Easter, Cinco de Mayo, Memorial Day party. Yes. Also throwing in Mother's Day, and hopefully we don't have to also throw in Father's Day, which happens in June. So, and all the other holidays, like all of them together. That's what I'm talking about. And the people on this street, they love to party. Carmen is a July 15th, the big 6. Oh, heck yeah. Somebody else was turning, I think earlier somebody said they were turning 50. Somebody else was turning 48 soon. Yeah, so a lot of big changes for us. I love when you can clock over into like a new decade. Like when I hit 30, I was like, heck yeah. And I cannot wait next year when I'm gonna hit 40. I'm like, I cannot wait to see what like 40 brings. Portia said the clock is 22:21 at your place. It is 12:23 p.m. here. Carmen had a virtual graduation. They are going to do
if they can't walk across the stage, graduation drive-through, so all the kids get to decorate their cars, and the graduate has to be in the passenger seat, and basically the principal is going to be handing their diploma to them as they pass by, and they're going to take like there's a specific route they're going to take around the school, so they can take like one lap around the school in their car. They can wear their cap and gown, but because we didn't like really want to do the virtual thing, we still wanted it to be like fun for them. And I think the first week of June, which is their graduation week, they're still going to have some of the senior activities, but it'll be in the morning, and it's going to be like spread out in the parking lot, so that we still have the social distancing. So they'll still have like their senior breakfast, the senior awards. They're still going to do the movie night, but it's going to be like the movie shown up on the wall of the school, and they're going to be on the east lawn. They're still going to they're going to have Don Ho Day, where they wear their aloha shirts, and they go and have like senior sunset at the school. So they get to watch the last sunset of their final day being a senior. Sherry Bug said some high schools had drive-up graduations here. Okay, so yeah, that was us. Susie was turning 48 May 31st. Heck yeah. That's right on the Tarot-thon. That's right, you said that. Right on the day of the Tarot-thon, so that's next Sunday. Kwai said, I think the high school where I live is doing a summer graduation. Carmen said, that sounds great. So yeah. If you guys are interested in Mayan calendar stuff, this was recommended highly, like through the book reviews I was looking at. Porsu is a Virgo. My mom is a Virgo as well. Susie said, I like that. 2020 memorable. Feel bad for them though. Yeah, you know, because they're not getting a prom. They don't have grad night, all that stuff. So I let them know that I said, I know, because they send me emails. They're like, Miss E, like, I'm kind of bummed we don't get to have all our senior stuff. I'm like, I know. I was like, but, you know, I told them it just means that later on in life, I was like, you guys are going to have some great parties. I said, when you guys graduate your trade schools or boot camp or college, whatever it is you guys graduating from, or you get your first job, you party hardy in a safe way. So Kenneth Johnson, if you guys are interested in that. And the other one, which is also about Mayan astrology, The Serpent and the Jaguar, Living in Sacred Time by Bridget Yassine. So this one also looks really awesome. Also really highly recommended on the reviews. Porsu said, have you ever eaten licorice that came in mind because I'm eating candy? You know, I'm not a huge licorice fan, but you know who is? My boyfriend. He loves black licorice, the like salted black licorice, like, which I guess most Americans don't like, but we had a friend who was from Denmark, and she used to bring back her black licorice and give it to him, and he just like loves it so much. So whenever I find like that salty black licorice that doesn't come from here in the States, I always buy it for him for like his birthday or Christmas, and he appreciates it. Like, he has a very different palate. Many people, we have a lot of foreign friends, they would say that his palate is very non-American because he loves like some traditional foods that are not of the palate of most Americans, but like he loves those things. So, and plus he introduces me to them, and plus I think my palate is kind of a little funky too. Like, I love to try some like new things. Well, I mean, I was brought up on Filipino food, so we have some weird stuff in the Philippines because, you know, I'm quarter Filipino. Porsu said, hell yeah. Sharebook, I've seen online those very sweet virtual proms where the girls get dressed up and dance with their dads. That's very sweet. Aww, that is so sweet. I should put that and make, because I love making like little announcements for my students, like stuff that's maybe not like educational, like just to kind of keep them motivated and having fun. I could put that out there. I'm like, hey, you girls that are having their prom dresses like just sitting in your closet, like they could do like a Zoom thing with their dads. Like that would be so cool. Zoom prom. I'm gonna share that with our ASB and see what they can do. I like that actually. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, in here, what do we have? Oh, this talks about the Trisenas, which is a part of their astrology. Um, Here's kind of what you got going on the table of contents. Kauai said, "Thank you, Susie. My city wanted to try to make that night still special for them, and that's how I thought I could help." Aw, or moms. Yes, they could dance with their dads or their moms. And maybe not beat up their little brothers or sisters for once and like maybe dance with them. Oh wow, it goes over the names of the day signs in Yucatec, and wow, there's some good stuff in here, you guys. Ooh, ooh, yes. Sheldon said, "Oh, for real, that sounds great." It does. Okay, Sherry Bug, you know what you're responsible for? I got this because Sherry Bug recommended it. Was it last weekend? So I had to get it. So, Sherry Bug's it's your fault. And by the way, she was not wrong. This book rocks the bomb diggity. Like, I got it and I was like, oh, first of all, the weight, yes. And second of all the information makes me want to just have it all in my body now, you know? It really is a lot of information. So Sherry Bug was right. Kauai is like, that book though. I know, right? Susie said, and they will remember that reading Kauai. um, okay, so in here, what do you have? In the Hearth Witches Compendium, Magical and Natural Living for Every Day by Anna Franklin, you have, well, let me tell you, Food Ethics, Food Ritual, Food for the Sabbats, and then it talks about all the Sabbats, and that's for the kitchen section. Then you have your wine, cider, and beer section, making wine, wine from fruit, wine from flowers, wine from vegetables, urban leaf wines, sparkling wines, mead, cider and perries, brewing beer and ale, making liqueurs, cider vinegar. Then you have your preserving, all your different types of preserving, like your jams, jellies, curds, cheeses, butters, and syrups, pickling, chutneys, and so on and so on and so on. And then they have the chapter for the witch's home section, which is natural alternatives, polishes, bathroom products, kitchen products, laundry products, so on and so on. Personal care, it says bath salts, bath bombs, bath tea bags, milk baths, dry shampoos, hair rinses. There's a lot in there. like like I'm saying, there's a lot, like a list. Then you have A Witch's Guide to Natural Beauty. So there's a lot of stuff in there. The Witch's Garden, herbs for healing, home remedies, essential oils, magical herbalism, incense, vegetable dyes. And then in the appendix, they have the color correspondences, planetary influences, magical herb correspondences, and weights and measures. And then in the very back, they have a place to put your own recipes. So how cool is that? So a lot of good stuff in here, you guys. So if you're interested in some, you know, making your whole life kind of like witchery type stuff, like integrating it in everything, I think this book is fabulous. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Me likey. Ooh, herbs for the shower. Jasmine, calming and distressing. And I love jasmine anyway. It's one of my favorite flowers. Rose and jasmine are my two faves. Sherry Bug, yes, again, seconds. That is an amazing book since that was her recommendation. Amethyst sounds like an awesome book. Porsu, Finland has kind of a lot of things about dwarves, pixies, or whatever it is it translates into. Anyway, there is, and I'm terribly sorry when I mispronounce these things. Well, you guys can see it. What I said. Jolutanotu, Tantu. Sorry. You guys can read it. I'm gonna stop trying to destroy names here. Kauai said that looks like a book I have on my wish list. Oh, Tantu is dwarf or pixie. Oh, well, you know my on my mother's side, her mother is Irish, and my great grandmother came over from Ireland, and like my my grandmother would tell me what her grandma and her mother would tell her. Like they truly did believe in like the little people, like the leprechauns. She would tell me about the banshee and like scare the crap out of me. She would tell me about like all these different types of like fairy spirits and stuff like that. And when things go missing, it's because you haven't left out any money for, you know, certain spirits or the leprechauns or, you know, and I just thought it was so interesting because like on my dad's side, you know, we have, you know, Native American upbringing and Pacific Islander mixed with, you know, Mexican and, you know, all of this stuff. And then on my mom's side, you know, it was all of that. So it was a cool, I think, like mix of the two cultures and like myths and beliefs and stories. And of course, you know, my grandfather's German. And so, or at least my mom's father. So of course I would hear kind of a lot of the Germanic like background and stuff like that, like the myths. So I thought that was cool. Lady Knights, it sounds like a good book in case the next apocalypse comes around and the supermarkets are closed again and we need to know how to make stuff and what to make it from. Sherry Book's like, the next apocalypse, like... but you know, I like just making stuff anyway, apocalypse or not. Okay, and then as you guys know, I filmed the Lokester's birthday, so if you didn't see Loki's 6th birthday, check it out in my videos. It says Loki's 6th birthday. And it's literally just his day and a little bit about Loki, but the rest is just, it's just music and just something for you guys to enjoy of seeing like a kitten have a happy day, you know? And Sherry Bug loves to make herbal products too. High five. I gotcha. But I got him some toys and I got him a book for me to read to Loki. But it's it says By Cats for Cats. It's part of Puss Week, and Puss Week is a like magazine, I think, publication for kitty cats, a cat's guide to feline empowerment. So this is like literally like it's written for cats. Like here we have here, empower your butt. Use facial recognition, cutting edge technology at the base of your tail. So this is facial recognition that they got going on right here. So it's like really funny. It's like lighthearted. And Porsu said, I don't have any pets, but I would want to get a lizard. I love lizards. Oh my gosh, my whole property covered in lizards. And when, I don't know, maybe it's the stuff I've been putting out there, but our lizards are getting big. Like, I'm talking like big, meaty, fat lizards. I'm like, whoa, you're a big boy. I think you could actually eat me. I'm gonna walk away. You have fun with your bugs or birds or whatever it is that you're eating. But yeah, so I love lizards. I often consider myself a little lizard because I must be in really hot weather and I will gladly do push-ups on a rock in the sun. Heck yeah. Let's see, what else do they have in this book? Ooh, they have a fold out. Oh, I don't know. Ooh. They have a centerfold, and that's the centerfold. Sexy. I don't know, Loki. I don't know if you should be looking at centerfolds. You're only 6. Akoi said, I miss having a fur baby. Well, you know, if the space and the time ever permits, I'm sure there are many of them looking for homes over at the shelters. Sherry Bug, don't lie. That's your food source for the apocalypse. I know your plan. What? You don't know nothing. Poor Sue, I miss having a skin pet. Aw, like little lizards and stuff. You know who has a skin pet is my best friend out in Belgium. She has a turtle. And I've had a lot of friends that have like geckos, they've had lizards, turtles, and you know, things like that. So I know that it's not always a fur baby. Sometimes it's those babies that lack fur, but we love them anyway. They're feathered, they're scaly, they're skinny, like skinny, they're furry. Let's see, what other, oh, this is something else that if you have a cat, they could do. What does your litter box say about you? So it has a little quiz about what type of cat you are based on your litter box. So how did you score? 0 to 55, you are the litter lover. 65 to 95, you are the precious pooper. 100 to 120, you are the pegan organicus. Oh my gosh, it is so like funny, like weird funny. Kwai said, I wish hubby is now allergic to cats and dogs. Oh, if I can get another one, it'll be another couple of sugar glider babies. Sugar gliders! Oh my god, those are so adorable! Sherry looks like a precious pooper. Let me tell you about the precious pooper. Susie said, and Rocky, Cuff and Link are still alive. They are 50. Sly raised them. The turtles. Oh, that's right. And you know, my boyfriend, he's a huge Rocky fan, so he would know all that stuff too. Yeah, he knows everything. Like especially like you know, Sylvester Stallone when he was, you know, like broke as a joke trying to like get Rocky off the ground and sell it and everything. Like he literally had to sell his dog, and he'd like been trying forever to buy his dog back, and the only way he got his dog back was number one, pay a huge amount of money, and also offer the guy who bought the dog from him a part in Rocky. So the guy, there is a character in the movie that was the owner of his dog, and then he had to buy his dog back from him. But yeah, there was like some conditions there. um Kawhi said, I had two before. One was Ray J and the other was Rainbow. My daughter named them. They were adorable, an amazing part of our family. Aw. Yeah, Susie wrote the script in 3 days. Like, you know, and I think there's like a lot of him in it. Oh yeah, and then he wanted to be the lead actor, and everybody was like, you can't act, like who are you? And like turns out to be freaking Sylvester Stallone, like that we know today, you know. He is a good guy, and I love hearing that about, you know, people that are in the public eye, you know, whether they're actors or actresses or, you know, whatever it is they do. I love when, you know, sometimes you hear that there's some like really good people out there, and they're just normal folks. Yes, they may be rich and famous, but like they're good people, you know. um okay, the precious pooper, by the way, Sherry Bug, you're a mild-mannered introvert who struggles with insecurity. You need to relax your sphincter and just chill for a minute. It's fine to be understated and polite, but there are some things perfectly etiquette simply can't push out, and you're clearly uncomfortable. Loosen up and watch those nuggets follow suit. That was so weird. Porsu said, in Finland, there is an animal that exists only in Finland, one lake area, like Saimea. That animal's name is Simon Nopa. You should look them up. They're so cute. I will. Kind of like Siamese, but Simon Nopa. Ah. Well, I'd look it up on my phone, but I'm on my phone. But yeah, that looks so cute. Or it sounds so cute. I will look it up because it's probably cute. I'll just look up the last word Nopa, and then I should be able to find them probably. Ooh, they have the cardboard box life. Oh, finding your size. So yeah, you guys might want to check this out. This is by Bexy McFly. It says, oops, it's misspelled. It's actually Simon Norpa. Okay, Norpa. So Norpa. I can remember that. I'll look that up. Carmen, I don't know what's going on, but I hear a lot of trucks honking their horns. On your side? Because there are no trucks here. I hope that everything is fine over there. Okay, so not Nopa. Norpa. I will look up Norpa after this chat. Okay, so that was it for books. And then I got a few decks. So I love Kathy Nichols' deck, the story cards. This is a deck I've had for a while. So I saw that she had another deck out, and it's called a Synchronicity Oracle deck. And it comes with this cute little die, and it's in this little organza pouch. And it's following kind of like the same art style, obviously, as her story cards, if you guys are into that. but I think they're beautiful. Number one, here's the beautiful backing. Sherry Bug's like, yay, decks! Oh, Carmen said, yes, your side. Well, I hope the everything's cool over there and the trucks are not having issues. But yeah, look at this art. You have delay, gather. I'm just gonna go through like some of the art though. She says really good for, oh, actually the reason she has the die in here is if you want to do like pull cards, like if you toss the die and it's got 3, then it's like, oh, I'm doing a 3 card spread, you know? And then she has some sample spreads like for a 1 card, a 2 card, a 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, for all sides of the die. And then you can like basically put your story together, kind of like the story cards. Help you figure stuff out. It has the seasons in here. I think it has like significators in here as well. So yeah, I just literally like got this past week, so that's why I'm showing you guys. I haven't had a ton of time to work with it, but yeah, it is gorgeous, right? See if I can. I mean, I've obviously shuffled it. I've looked through it. I did like a little mini reading for myself, but I haven't like had a lot of time with it. But I can't wait to. And actually, the reason I got it was this fox, and I had been seeing fox energy like everywhere. And then I was like, maybe I should get that. And it is the synchronicity deck, and synchronistically speaking, I keep saying like foxes everywhere. That has since died down because I figured out what it was for. I know, the fox card. So gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Ah, that almost looks like a Artemis, or yeah. That would be a great creative writing idea for your students. They draw a few cards, take a pic of it, then the homework is to write a story about their cards. I have thought about that. Portia said I could speak, write some Finnish in the chat. Heck yeah, go for it. You'll have to do a little bit of translation though, because but yeah, I would love to see some Finnish words. Yeah, I have thought about that before, of like having like some of my decks that are kind of like this, and just like having the kids pull a card, and then like, you know, like if we're working on like figurative language and I have to have them practice with like writing a story or something like that, and practice some metaphors or similes or oxymorons or onomatopoeia or whatever it is, you know, have them pull a card and like try to do something around it, because we've done that with photographs, and I don't see why we wouldn't be able to use cards, and it would be in totally a non-woo-woo way, like I'm just using cards for inspiration. So there you go. That is the Synchronicity Oracle deck by Kathy Nichols. So gorgeous deck. You can find it on Etsy. Quiet, I've done that before. It's fun, and since my daughter is wanting to learn to read cards, I'll have her tell me a story with a few cards from a deck. That's perfect. Yes, I love that. With one of my good friends, I keep like donating some decks to them, because I know that her daughters really love like Oracle and tarot decks, and so I brought like a little gift bag over, and I brought some decks, and I was like, so which decks do you girls want to work with? And they're like, these ones, and I let them have them. And their mom will be like, okay, read the cards, and they don't ever say like I can't, or I don't know what this means. Like they just go for it. So they just like will tell you, this means, and they would just basically look at the pictures and they'll just tell you a whole story. So I love that. There's no like hesitation of, I don't know what that card means though. Like they don't even, it doesn't even enter their mind that there could be some pre-meaning attached to the card. It's just, that's what it means because I'm looking at it, you know? Let's see. Susie said, poor Sue, my deck from Alvia from Finland came today. Inspiring alien deck. It was worth the wait. Her art project turned into a tarot deck. Oh yeah, Alvia. That's right. I love, yeah. Inspiring Alien. I subscribe to her on YouTube. I follow her on the Instagrams. Kawhi said, my bestie is making my daughter her own deck with butterflies and flowers. That sounds beautiful. Unknown, so this channel is helping me get it. Aw. And here we go. So Porsu is giving you guys some finish. It says da 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 da. And then the English translation, I'm bored and my brother is watching YouTube from the television with the sound all the way up. That is awesome. Susie said that, or Porsu said, Susie, that's cool. Oh, and no one got some water in the phone. And Claudia is here. Hello. Oh, Claudia, look what I have on. Oh, if you guys don't know, Claudia, which her screen name here is Olivos Art Studio. She is a fabulous artist and she has made an oracle deck and it's beautiful, and when it becomes available I will buy one. But it's a goddess deck, and you guys know I like to work with eShell, and so I got this beautiful eShell pendant. And yeah, I am loving it. I have eShell up on my altar, like. So yeah, wearing my goddess. Love it. Kawaii said a goddess deck. Yes, Claudia, I will let you talk about your deck since you're the creator. And you do that while I try to look at the other deck. This is just found out the deck is coming out in September. Gracias, Bella, por nada. You are welcome. Okay, so I also got another deck. I'm like, usually I don't buy this much, but it's just in the past week and a half. I've been looking at books, and not like really expensive decks, just like, you know, like some of the cheaper ones on Amazon. I'm like, I think I just need it now. But anyway, I got Carolyn Mrs. Archetype cards. Claudia said, thanks, Sacred Mothers and Goddesses Oracle deck for those interested. So yeah, you guys could look that up, do a little Google search, Sacred Mothers and Goddesses. Kwai says, I'm going to need that, and if it comes out before my birthday, going to get it as an early birthday gift to me. Claudia also loves Carolyn Miss, and Susie is very interested. So basically, it really is, all of it is just archetype cards, and it comes with 6 blank archetype cards, so that if there is an archetype that you come across that is not in this deck, or couldn't be just like a variant of one that's in this deck, then you can by all means add that into the deck. So I like that there's those extra cards for it. And here are the backs. And it's been so cool, like working with this. I did a lot of journaling. I'm still like working with my 12 archetypes, because it says that everybody has 4 main archetypes, whether we're like, I don't have that in my life. It says in some form or another, you come across this particular archetype. And the archetype is, hold on, let me pull these out for you guys, because I set them aside. Okay. Everybody has comes into contact with the saboteur in their life at some point or another, like as an archetype for yourself. So either you're aware of when you might accidentally be like sabotaging yourself, but you're aware of it and you stop it from happening, or you're not aware of it and you self-sabotage, you know. So it also highlights your fear of self-empowerment, you know, so that you can make changes, or you're like, oh, you know, maybe I'm doing this and it's like hindering me. So when these 4 archetypes come up, it's not like, that's not in my life, I don't sabotage nothing. Like in some form, in its light or dark aspect, it pops up for us at some point. So everybody has the saboteur, whether we use the saboteur to let us know when we're doing certain things that would impede our advancement in something, or we really are just like impeding our advancement and we're not even cognizant of it. The other one is the child, but there's different variations of the child. There was like the nature child, the wounded child, the magical child, the orphan child. I think there was a few other ones. But I put down that I was like the wounded child and the magical child. And there's light and dark aspects to that. So like the wounded child will usually, in its light aspect, find a way to use their what they went through to help other wounded children, and have a lot of empathy. The dark aspect of it is that you continue to hurt other people because you were hurt. Then there's the magical child, where you see basically magic in everything. And the dark aspect of that would be that you basically live in a reality that doesn't exist. And it's because like you don't want to live in reality, so like you make up a special world for yourself and you choose just not to live in reality. And then there's another aspect that we all have, and that is the prostitute. And at first when I saw it, I was like, heck no, I don't like prostitute. But it's like the light attribute says it accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So looking at prostitution not as like, sex for money, but looking at when you give up sometimes your values or your morals to achieve a certain goal. And it could be like sometimes when people want to fit in with other people, they give up certain aspects of themselves just to fit in. So it's that give and take, but in a way that doesn't feel so good. And so that would be like the prostitute coming up. But in its light aspect, like it says, is when you're confronted with something in your life where you're like, wow, if I dive into this, or I go with this person, or I jump into this relationship, or I make this transaction, or whatever it is, am I compromising my morals and ideals and stuff like that? So, hey, Porsu, we will be right here. So yeah, there was that one, and then I think that was 1, 2, and then there was another one. Oh, the victim. That's the fourth one that everybody has, is the victim. And it says there's a light attribute. It says prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So when the victim comes up and you're cognizant of it, you're like, whoa, I don't want to play the victim in this situation, or I will not let other people victimize me in this situation. But in the dark aspect, it's I'm a victim and I have no control over anything, my actions or the actions of anybody else. Like I have no control over my environment, and everybody's just out to hurt me, and I'm hurting, and there's nothing I can do about it, and I'm just a victim, you know? So that's interesting that, we would have all four of these. And at first when I looked at them, I was like, I don't think I have those. But when you see that there's the light and dark aspect, it's really freaking interesting. By the way, this little guidebook is good, but I think there's also another book that Carolyn Miss has that you can use in conjunction, which goes even deeper into, I love psychology, and then I had to pick 8 other archetypes, and it was hard to narrow it down because I felt like there were aspects that have been in my life with the other ones, but you had to like do a bunch of journaling and really narrow it down to like your main 8 other archetypes. So here's what I got. I had the warrior showing up in some form or another, the athlete showing up in some form or another, the artist, the student, the judge. It's probably my Libra moon always coming in, the storyteller, the mystic, and the teacher. So yeah, I mean, those are basically my 8 other ones. And then it says like, and this is the part I haven't really gotten to yet, but I want to do that maybe starting today, is you take your 4 here and your 8 here and you start going one by one and having like a journal conversation with it, or just a conversation with your own mind of like, when were you more prominent in my life? What were you helping me with? What were you hindering me with? Like, why did this all come up? And it's kind of just going through your life and using archetypes. And I think that's great. So if you guys are interested, this deck, bomb diggity. Let me show you some of the cards, by the way. While we're here. And this was on Amazon. It was pretty cheap. I think it would be good to use this as like helping people overcome blocks when you're doing readings for people. Um, you know, using it in conjunction with your tarot cards, I think would be great. Um, maybe even using it as like significators too. There's a lot you could do with this deck. Oops. And I think the artwork is pretty too. Oops. And we'll do one more. There we go. Okay. So again, that is the Archetype Cards by Carolyn Miss. So totally awesome and having fun working with those. Okay, one last deck, y'all. Whoa, we're 144 minutes in. What time is it? Ooh. Ooh. We've been on for a while. Well, we've had good conversation. Okay, Poor Sue is back. Okay, the last deck is the Shultun Tarot, the Maya Tarot deck. And it has the feathered serpent here, so it's the Shultun Tarot. I made sure to look up the correct Yucatan pronunciation of these cards. Aw, thanks, Sherry Bug. So yeah, it says it's a made-up word from the Yucatan, but it means, like, the word that they came up with, it means end stone, like final stone. And they thought that was like back in the day when they were like finding all this stuff from the Mayan culture, like all these like murals and like things like that. They thought that this place in the Yucatan was like the last place, you know, like, ah, this is the last of all the Maya stuff. Well, not really. They found more, but but yeah. So I was looking up the place Shultun. So it's an actual name of a place, though. Okay. So these cards, as you guys know, I'm like really into like South American and stuff like that. I mean, like, because like, you know, part of my culture kind of comes from there. So yeah, so I've been doing a lot of study into that, and I think these cards are great. And I also ordered the guidebook that comes with, well, it doesn't actually come with it, you have to like order it. Poor Sue said same. But it's called a Feathered Serpent, I guess. Let me see, what's the guidebook called? You have to buy it separately. The Flight of Feathered Serpent by Peter Ballin. And it goes into quite a bit of detail about like what the symbolism in the cards, because obviously this is all writing down here. So this all means something. This says something. And then of course you have the jades, which stands for the pentacles. But what I saw in the reviews is that people were talking about the astrological associations that we usually associate with certain Rider-Waite-Smith cards is different in this deck. Like the planets are different. The connections between, you know, planets and constellations is different, you know, in this deck, the way they place it. The queens are not really set as archetypes in this deck. It's just interesting. I mean, it has kind of the imagery that looks similar to Rider-Waite-Smith, but what people have said, you know, by looking at the guidebook, and there's like some stuff that like you're like, huh? You know, it all like really, like it comes from their stories and it means a lot. So I was like, oh, like I can't wait to like really dive into that. Porsus said, even though I randomly stumbled into this live stream, things you talk about are cool. Well, thank you. And, you know, hey, welcome. It's your first time here. Susie said it would be for them. Yeah, so yeah, because their whole astrology is just a little bit different. That's why the astrology in here is going to be different. And like their archetypes are going to be just from a different point of view. And you know, oh, and by the way, the major arcana, you put them all together and like in certain rows, because let me see. I know this is just like a little flimsy thing. It doesn't have too much information, but I like the setup of the major arcana. Okay, the setup is Cards 0 and 1 are the summit cards. 2, 7, 12, and 17 are the intuitive line, erasing personal history. Cards 3, 8, 13, and 18 are responsive line, death, the advisor. And cards 4, 9, 14, and 19 are the cultural line, stopping the world. And then cards 5, 10, 15, 20, spiritual line, the dreamer and the knowing. And cards 6, 11, 16, and 21, creative line, assuming authority. Yeah, and then there's like the keywords are just a little bit different. Like, let's say for the Lovers card, which is the Gemini card, you know, for me, I'm a Gemini. Card 6, the Lovers, the keyword is smell. Creation, love, beauty, image, conception, evocation. And then in the reversal would be temptation, inhibition, and vagueness. So it's just like, you know, it's just like a little different, but I think that's fascinating. And I've really been diving into their like myths and legends, and yeah, so I've already like really connected with this deck. I've only had it like 2 days. I've already had like some mega readings, and I can't wait to have even deeper readings when I get that guidebook. What some people have said though, since this is originally from 1976 and this has just been reprinted in 2019, but the information about like some of the calendar stuff is a little bit off, because there was new revelations after 1976 about, you know, the calendar. So they said like some of it's just a little off, but for the most part they said it's really, really good information, and it does cross-check well with other sources on Mayan culture. So if you're interested in Mayan culture, or you just like love decks from other cultures, like, hey, this is a great deck. Lisa said, oh yay, you're still live, got called away and got to come back. Well, hey, welcome back. We were just talking about a little bit of Maya stuff. Ooh, oops. You know, she keeps coming out though, the Lady of Cups, in all my readings, and now she's falling out of my deck again. Must mean something, Lady of Cups, Queen of Cups. And I love the colors too, the different colors for the different suits. A Mayan deck, so cool. Yes, this is, there's the cover, the Shultun Tarot from 1976. But it was reprinted in 2019, so it's still available. I saw it on the Amazons for like $19. The guidebook though, you gotta, like the in-depth guidebook, you gotta get it separately. And I'm buying it used because I could save $5 if I buy it used, and I don't care if like, I'm all about used books if I can get things cheaper. I have to wait like one more week, but I can get it for $5 cheaper. So Lisa said, I'm like that with books too. I'm like, I know some people would like to be the first to like pop the book thing, you know, but I don't care, you know. If it's pre-loved, it's pre-loved, and to me it makes it even, gives it more character. And usually when I'm done with books, I donate them too, or I give them to friends. So I'm all about the book love. If I get a new book, cool, but I won't knock it against an older book that's been pre-loved. There you go. Porsu said, I'm bored, so want to hear the longest words from Finnish language. So, well, you go find the longest word. I'm pretty sure the longest non-medical term word in the English language is disestablishmentarianism, which dis means not or against. Disestablishment, anti-disestablishmentarianism. There you go. That's the longest word in the English language that is not a medical term, because those medical terms can get like crazy long because of all the Latin and the Greek and all that stuff. Yeah, but anti, against, dis, not, establishment, you know, establishment means, and then tarianism, like way of doing things. So English teacher fun. Okay, well, we have had a long chat and I have enjoyed hanging out with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me, like going over like all these books, decks, talking about our spirit babies. Sherry Bug said definitely not bored. um, so I want to do a little reading for us before I do a little healing, which I always do at the end of my chats. So I always pull a card and see like what kind of healing energy I can send to you guys, since it's not always the same every week. But yeah, let's do a reading for you. So I'm just gonna do like a reading for us as a collective. And yay, I'm glad you love this amethyst. So let's see. You guys choose the deck that we're gonna use. And it's going to be between these two. Either you guys are going to get your message for the week from my Synchronicity deck or the Shultun Tarot. So whichever gets more votes. Which one do you guys want to do? And if you don't know how to spell Shultun, it's Xultun. Kawhi said, enjoy this. Definitely great on a self-care Saturday. Yes. All right, Lisa wants the Synchronicity. Susie wants the Mayan. Amethyst wants the Mayan. All right, that's 2, 1, 2 and 2. No, wait. 3 and 1. 3 and 1. The colorful one, 2 and 3. 3 and 3. 4 and 3. People can't decide. Okay, so we got 4, 3, 4, 3. We go on Synchronicity. Oh, now we're 4-4. Okay, we're 4-4. We need a tiebreaker. After unknown, we need somebody to do the tiebreaker. We have equal votes here. All right, Lisa's calling you out, Sherry Bug. Hashtag no pressure. One from each. You know what, Amethyst? I think we could do that. Kwai says, my daughter said the colorful one if she counts. And Sherry Bug also said the Synchronicity. You know what? But somebody just had that great idea. Let's just mash them together since you guys are pretty much one-on-one. So, okay, here we go. I'm gonna mash these decks together, which obviously I haven't done yet because they're so new. But here we go. This is our message, whether people are watching right now or they're gonna watch in the future, for the week. Just getting them out of their boxes. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm gonna be having lunch after this. FYI. Okay, what I want to do with the Synchronicity deck is I'm actually going to roll the die to see how many cards from the Synchronicity deck I'm going to pull. Okay, so let's do that. We're only pulling one card from the Synchronicity. Okay, so I'll obviously have to pull more from the Shultun Tarot. Okay, so I'm going to need a sip of tea. Okay. Message. Something that we all need to hear for this week. Okay, I'm going to put that card off to the side. It's face down, so I can't see it. And I'm going to go ahead and pull 4 cards from the Shultun. There's card 1. Card 2, card 3, and 4. There we go. Okay. Kawhi said, this is exciting. Porsu said, yes, it is. Okay. Let me turn these over. Okay, we have the One of Jades, which is the One of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Jades, just like your 8 of Pentacles. Excuse me. Unknown says, this is helping me overcome my fear of tarot. I'm just scared of getting something extremely negative, but I'm glad I found a source of information to learn more about it. Well, good. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like in life, you know, stuff happens, even bad stuff, but from bad can always come good. So I always just look at it that way. And tarot is just a reflection of life. You know, we have our ups and we have our downs, you know. Okay, let's see. We have the 10 of Staffs, which is our 10 of Wands. And then we have the 10 of Jades. So we have two tens. That's interesting. So 10 of Jades, it's like your 10 of Pentacles. And then we have the Rest card from our Synchronicity deck. How beautiful. That is very tranquil. I love that. Okay. Okay, so the song that came into my brain right now while I'm trying to come up with the, like, look at the message, was Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. um, oh, Sherry Bug's like all ones and zeros. Well, except for the 8. But 8 could also be infinity, which is interesting. Yeah, ones and zeros. So beginnings, new beginnings. Yeah, beginnings and infinity. So that's interesting. Okay. Okay, I got your guys' message. Okay. So, for all of us, we're going into something new. We're starting a kind of a new, looking at our world in a new light. You know, we were just talking about like some states had never gone into quarantine, so they're already open. But there's some states that are slowly opening up. Some states just like whabam, you know, open their doors. Some states they're going to be cautious, a little bit more cautious, and kind of look at how the other states are doing it. Amethyst said, wow, that song just came on my Pandora playlist. Synchronicity. Wait. Synchronicity. But yeah, so there's some, we're having a new point of view of our world, and we're definitely doing something new. This is kind of something new for us coming out of a quarantine. I don't think many of us have had many quarantines in our life, at least to this magnitude. So it's something new. And from there, we're going to be looking at a new way of working. Somebody at the front door again, probably another Amazon. Oh, I know, Loki, it's okay. We don't. He's an attack panther. He doesn't like intruders. Anyway. So yeah, it's a new way of working, of doing, whether you're physically going to like a place of work, or you're working from home, or you're a stay-at-home, you know, family worker. This is all kind of a new deal. It's like we're kind of going into this like new phase. And the Ten of Staffs is in this new phase because it's something new. Obviously, we run away, or we turn away, or we grumble about the new things, and it feels kind of like a burden because it's out of our routine. We're not familiar with this. Anytime we start anything new, and I know for me, I'm a creature of habit. You know, I'm a little miss routine, and when I'm out of my routine, like my whole world goes upside down. So I need to figure out a way to make like a new routine for myself, you know? And so that's kind of what it is. It's just like letting you know that, yes, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be like a lot of trial and error, but so is life. And this is just something a little bit different, and not to feel like this burden is going to be there forever, because that just doesn't happen. This feeling of like, oh my gosh, will this ever go back to quote unquote normal? Or what we mean really is like a normal routine, something that we're comfortable with and accustomed to, even if it looks different from the routine that we had before. Once you're in something, that's usually what we consider as normal, is usually when we feel comfortable with something. And so just knowing that this uncomfortable feeling isn't going to be a feeling that lasts forever, you know. It's going to take a little while, but it's not going to last forever. And it's definitely going to, um, we've definitely got a different appreciation, not only for our family, but our earth family. You know, having looking at our spiritual community, our earthly community, our family unit a little bit differently. We've had a little bit different, you know, way of reflecting on these things. And so that's all coming into play. And it looks like it's, I mean, because I asked for a reading for the week, and this is kind of like a bigger picture, but I think this is kind of like starting into this week, because I do know that as of like the tail end of this past week and coming up this coming week, there's going to be a lot more opening of states. And then in some countries, they're already open, or, you know, things like that. So it's kind of like a new phase, a new routine. And so, yes, it's going to be a little difficult, but also I think you're going to see your fellow person a little bit differently, and your place in the world a little bit differently. And as a reminder that, yes, even though things are opening up and people are going to want to go buck wild because they've been shut in for so long, that it's okay if you're feeling a little overwhelmed and you need to take time to rest, but also to remember that while you're going buck wild, to take time to rest. Because yes, a lot of people have been feeling like this. I need to just get out and experience the world. And once those doors are wide open again and we can go back out there again, and we're trying to like find our new routine, and we're doing this and that, and like, whoa, so like, really, what's my place? You know, like, what's my purpose in this life? And, you know, and all this stuff is coming up. It's like, whew, you know, there is totally enough time to work on that, flesh out a routine, kind of find your place in the cosmos. But if you burn yourself out in the first week of like the doors flying wide open, like that's not going to benefit anybody. So do take time to rest. And like Amethyst said, yes, slow. um, Unknown said, I'm definitely relating to this because I'm quite new to witchcraft and gods, goddesses, nature, etc. So there are new beginnings and changes of perspective for me. So yes, so this, I mean, definitely relates to us in just a lot of different ways. And hopefully people will go slow to going nuts. And Lisa said, very on point reading. Thank you. You're very welcome. So yeah, there you go, you guys. Just know that yes, things are, you know, we all have different lives. We all have different stuff going on in our lives, and we're all experiencing these challenges in a different way. But just know that anything new or different is going to be a challenge. You know, I haven't been like, let's talk about like in gym reference, because you know me, I'm like Little Miss Work, right? I've been working out at home, but I always know that my workouts are always a lot more different, a lot more intense and better when I'm at the gym and I'm amongst like people and friends and like fellow gym rats, you know? So getting back into like a gym routine, especially because maybe the gyms are going to be a little bit laid out differently, like 24 hours, so it's going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be at my old gym routine. So even going to the gym for me is going to be different. And like, you know, my whole like reevaluating like what does fitness even mean to me, like what am I really trying to strengthen and help, and like, you know, what should my focus really be on, you know, like my health and stuff like that, instead of just like, you know, like looking swole. You know, so yeah, so it's just a different, you know, but I will find a routine again. It'll be like normal because it will be then comfortable once I have found a routine. Will it be the same as my old routine? No, but that's coming from me, gym goer. But that's like, and you know, everybody's got different stuff going on. But go buck wild, but don't forget to rest, okay? So when you have those massive block parties and you guys are going cray cray, don't forget to take a little breather. um, Claudia said different everywhere for everyone. Yes, things in South and Central America are getting worse. In Santiago, Chile, are still closing. We may be in full lockdown for another month. So yes, so like I said, it's different, you know, for everybody. And you know, here in the U.S., I can only really speak for the U.S. because that's where I live. You know, of what I know is opening, or you know, who is still in lockdown. Um, but yeah, for all of us, it's just a different routine. and it's gonna be difficult. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. It's gonna be a difficult way of finding a new routine, but just to know that those 10 of Wands will not last forever, because nothing lasts forever, really. If you think about it, the only thing eternal is the light within us, and that's it, and that's all that needs to be eternal, really. Okay, so I'm gonna end with a little healing for you guys. You guys can stick around in the chat. You can go about your business. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. And if you want to be open to the healing energy, which I'm going to pull what type of energy. Let's see. RB asks, am I a Libra moon? I am. um, let's look at the type of energy that I'm going to be sending to you guys. Debbie said, be safe. There's a second wave coming. RB asked, really? Yes, I am. I am a Gemini sun and a Libra moon. It says, OMG, that was a guess. Well, then you're a good guesser. So yes, Debbie, like we were saying, you know, go crazy, rest, meaning take it easy, you know. And Ari is too. Well, hey. Amethyst said, be safe and well. Porsus said, good night. That's right, you're way ahead of us. And Stanley, hello everyone, sending you positive vibes. Same to you, Stanley. Susie said, thank you. And everyone, Sherry Bug sending love to you. RB, I'm Gemini Sun, Aquarius Moon. Oh, cool. So, ooh, did I just put my cards upside down? Oh, no, I don't want to mix my cards upside down. Hold on, I just put my deck in reversal. No. Okay, there we go. We're no longer in reversal. Okay. Oh, Cancer rising. I am a Scorpio rising. And Lisa is a Libra rising and Gemini moon. Hey! Okay, so with my healing, what I do is I pull a card. And by the way, if you're wondering what I'm pulling from my Wally's World Oracle, which was community created and community funded. And you can find it on my Etsy shop or my website. And these are the backs. That's a rose from my garden, my favorite stone, hemimorphite. And we have our beautiful gilded edges. And all of these are sacred places, personal sacred places to people in our community and myself from around the world. So that's why it's Wally's World. Sherry Bug, Pisces Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. Our rising and moon signs are perfect. Unknown said, I'm Scorpio, and that's all I know. That's totally fine. And Kwai said, pretty backs. I love Z. Thank you, Susie. Okay, so I pull a card and I figure out what type of energy that is. I send it to you guys. You guys can either be in the chat or not be in the chat. It's fine. I understand we've been on here a long time. And you just say in your mind or aloud or in the chat that you're open to healing energy. And just know that wherever you are, it's gonna reach you. Oh, thank you, Lisa. So yeah, the border here is a portal of healing energy with the roses from my garden. Yes, Arby, we are all perfect healers. And then it has like some, if you could see here, gold foil of like the triangles and the circles here, because this is like split infinity for an infinite amount of energy and stuff like that. Okay, and then RB, can I ask, do you know your Venus? I have it written down somewhere. I actually don't know off the top of my head. It might be in, where did I think it was? I think it's in Cancer. I think. I think it's in Cancer. But here we go. Ah, I love that one. I love them all, actually. Okay, so this is a photograph that I took. This looks like a sunset, but this is actually the sunrise, and I can see this coming out of the east, out my master bedroom. So, oh, yours is in Taurus. Gosh, there. It looks hot here, so it's so cold weather. Oh, well, yeah, it's pretty warm here. But I love like the colors match here. So This goes perfectly with the reading that we just had. This is sunrise, new beginnings, a new dawning, going into something new. Like, we don't ever know what awaits us during the day, but the only thing that we can do is decide what type of attitude that we're going to take into that new thing. And that's really all that we can control is our attitude and our actions. And we really can't control anything else in our day, really. I mean, if you think about it, stuff's going to happen, positive or negative, but our actions and our, our reactions and, our attitudes that we have towards those situations, positive or negative, really determine what we get out of those situations, positive or negative. So a new day is dawning, for us, metaphorically speaking. And so this is just the energy that I want to push out there to you guys is just to be more conscious and more aware of your attitudes and your presumptions about things, and being more aware of your actions and reactions. So that's the energy that I'm going to be sending to you guys, that healing energy. So if you're open to it, cool. I'm ready to send it to you guys. So RB is in Europe. Hey. Oh, thank you. So here we go. So how I do it is I slap my hands together. I get the energy going, and then I blow into them as I like blow life into my hands. And here we go. Okay, you guys. Wow, so I had a great time with you guys in today's chat. Remember that next Saturday I will not do a live chat because I'm going to be doing the Tarot-thon on Sunday. So if you're interested in watching that, I think Lady Night earlier had posted the lineup for everybody that's doing that. It's basically 24 hours of live chats on different people's channels. I'm going to be doing your soul contract using the tarot, being able to understand it and have it work for you. Yeah, so I'll be at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. British Standard Time, or British Summer Time, sorry. So if you're interested, it'll be Sunday, May 31st, which I believe somebody said is their birthday. So happy birthday to them. You're welcome. You're welcome, you guys. And RB, I do have Instagram. It is in my information box down below. And Stanley, wow, do feel it. I saw a campfire on a beach at night then. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. You guys have a lovely weekend. You have a great week. I'll hopefully catch you guys at the Tarot-thon Sunday next week. Anand said, this is my first live chat from you. It was amazing and informative. I look forward to these in the future. All right. Well, I'm glad that you were able to have some fun here. RB, you have an amazing day too. You guys all have a wonderful, blessed, awesome sauce week. Peace, love, and chicken grease, you guys. Peace out. Bye.